Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to... Wow, brain just skipped. Rogue Trader. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Ha! I don't even know what game I'm playing. Fantastic. We are here at the system of Dargonus because we have a quest, Blades in the Void, where we were sent... The xenos said we would have a big fight in some system, and when we got there, it was a trap. The rendezvous point set up by the xenos turned out to be a trap. The Rogue Trader must return to Dargonus immediately to regroup and clarify the situation. So that's what we're doing here at Dargonus, is regrouping and figuring out the situation, because we've heard that while we were over there having the fight they told us we were going to have, they instead sent their fleet, or at least some people here, to attack Dargonus. So let's try taking care of that. Hey, pseudonym. Yep, Dargonus is under attack. Let's see if this is a more tricky fight than the fight we had in that other system.
Mighty machine spirit, lend us a modicum of thy power.
Let's see, so we've got 3 Drukhari ships. Pretty small destroyer class. Where is the last one? Ah. Big old cruiser. You take up 8 squares. You are huge. Like, I'm a 2-square ship. You scare me a bit. So if I go here, you're within range of those 2 guns. So then I'm in range of your guns. Not really anything I can do about that, though. I could probably warp wave to force you to turn, so then you're at least not directly coming towards me and you'd have to do more of a turn to get to me. Premonition could be fun. Vulnerability scan could also be fun. I don't think swing run helps. Probably gonna go for vulnerability scan in the hopes that they're vulnerable from the front. So what do you got for me? Vulnerability is the right side. Alright, let's move there. Then do a warp wave. If we're lucky, they'll turn so the right side is facing us.
Set the course.
Oh, did they? They did. Haha. Nice. That was lucky.
This one goes down.
Obviously, we're missing because they've got their shroud. I can't warp jump over to them. Are you... You're within range. Target is too far. I disagree. You can see that they're within the range of this shot. Alright. Well then... Not a lot I can do at that point. I can strafe to push myself slightly farther behind them to make it harder for them to get their front guns aimed at us. And that seems like it wouldn't be a terrible call. Still out of range? Yeah. I thought if I just had like one square over one square of theirs, it'd be sufficient. But apparently not. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to... Oh, we're not ending there. I can send out you.
Annihilate them!
Perfect. We'll send you over here and have you take a bunch of shots. You won't do much damage, but it'll be something. That's not bad, actually. That is really not bad. You didn't even get into a shooting range? Come on. Okay, they've got their own bombers. Exciting. We're taking damage. Dude, how many shots are you gonna take? Alright. So for right now, I'm inclined to go with the Ionic Blast to strip off shields. You don't have shields, do you? Never mind. Let's just go straight with that.
Fire right now!
Good hit. Then we go here and hit with both of these guns. And then if I go here, I might even be able to hit with that gun to get all of our shots on them, which would feel amazing.
Lead them!
Because I can take out their giant cruiser, then... yeah, then they're super dead. I'm gonna save this gun, I think, maybe for the bombers if I don't need it. So let's have you move there and take that shot. We are shooting on their vulnerable side, which I'm sure is helping.
Leave the hole!
Blood in the fires of retribution.
Goodbye. Yeah, we can't get to the other ships, but
One's going down.
I think we're doing pretty dang good.
Unleash our vengeful salvo.
Oh, I need to move forward.
Stay in the
Okay.
course.
I guess you go there. Finish them off. No problem. And you can't get over to them yet. So, just go as close as you can. I was a bit worried about this battle, but no, it's going fine. Hey, Dragon Tier Leather, welcome. we're there... Yep, no problem getting that shot in.
Bleed them.
Sadly, not quite dead. Then we can maybe finish them off, if we're lucky. 26% isn't great, but we've got lots of shots. Nope, they all miss. I was hoping to pull off killing them and then moving forward and using our right guns on them.
Fire the launch battery.
Might not work out. It did not. Well, oh well.
Set the course.
Oh, nearly killed you. Fantastic. Can you get within range? No, sadly. So just move forward, I suppose. You can probably kill either one. Which I guess means kill this one. And make your way towards that one. Let's see what you can do with your remaining turn. Ha! Yep. Attack the fighters, it's fine. We will do a hard turn.
Bleed them.
Goodbye.
Blessed are the faithful.
Nice and easy. We got... What are you? A plasma battery. 3 shots dealing 33 damage. That is not amazing. Let's repair. Perfect. So we dealt with the space battle, but we're still being told to return to Dargonus. So I'm wondering what else is going on. While we're here, let's just make sure there's no projects I can do. And there is not. Anyone I want to take with me? I think I'm still fine with this team. Yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I'm expecting Eldari on the ground fighting, which will be fun. Yeah. This place is not in the condition I left it in. Not at all. Alright, we can't go back much farther.
It's about time.
Oh, we can't go back at all. Okay. Then let's just move forward. Hello. You have not taken care of my planet. Dark Elder, just the type to burgle your house and leave all your stuff on the floor. Galantia is looking a little disheveled, but her appearance otherwise remains unchanged. Her steely gaze and tightly pressed lips speak of perfect composure. Praise the throne, your lordship. You're here. Your subjects need you now, more than ever. You made it to Dargonus before it could be devastated by the Drukhari. Okay, so it did imply that there was a time limit, and I wasn't sure how quickly I needed to rush. So I'm glad we made it before things got worse. Dargonus had been hit by a mass xenos attack. The fleet's resistance was broken in mere hours. Then the invaders commenced a planetary raid. The planetary defense forces were able to hold the inner perimeter of several cities. Two of the attacks were stifled on the approaches to settlements, but the fights continue here as well in the Von Valentius Palace. Lady Viserion, where is Achilles Scalander? I thought I'd see him here by your side. The Secretary's exact whereabouts are unknown, but under normal circumstances, he hardly ever set foot outside the palace grounds. I'm sure you realize what this could mean. This is an outrage. Xenos have pillaged my palace, my precious residence. The Drukhari are living victims above all else. Why would they waste their forces assaulting the palace when they could be storming another city? Or they're after living victims. Yeah. It's reasonable. That implies that there's something in the palace specifically that they're after. I need details what transpired on the planet. Where is Governor Drivestem? What's the current situation, or enough talking? We'll go with the Lore Xenos option. They're after living victims above all else. Why are they assaulting the palace? Alas, I don't know the answer, your lordship. When the Xenos attacked the palace, they sent a force so great that the increased warden presence and the defensive perimeter were wiped out in minutes. By the throne, whatever they're looking for in there, they've spared no troops to get their hands on it. I need details of what has transpired on the planet. The attack began a few hours before dawn over the capital. They first attacked the fleet. We received boarding calls right before we lost communication with the crews. Their sacrifice wasn't for naught. The ground troops had the time to start mobilizing, and the civilians went on to organize the defenses. Several hive cities managed to hold their perimeters, others sustained greater losses, and 2 cities were completely devastated. Our intelligence still knows nothing about the fates of millions of people. There is a high likelihood that we've lost them forever. When all of this passes, expect mass executions among the planet's defenders. All of you have failed those you swore to protect. Wow. You did all you could, Xenos are dangerous opponents. I vow to make the Xenos pay dearly for every human life they've claimed. Or begin a detailed assessment of the damage as soon as we're done here. I mean, beginning planning ahead for the assumption we're going to win is in some ways smart, but also you need to keep your focus on actually winning first. Do we say, I'm thinking either you did all you could, the Xenos are dangerous, or we go the more, strong answer of I vow to make the Xenos pay dearly for every human life they've claimed. And I think I'm going to go with that one. They will pay dearly for every human life they've claimed. Oh, what I wouldn't give to join the punitive expedition, your lordship. But my duty is to the welfare of the planet, not military operations. Clementia's voice grows sterner, and she practically spits out, "This is my plea to you, rogue trader. Make them rue the day they decided to assault Dargonus." Where is Governor Drivestem? The governor is currently protected within a well-fortified bunker, as are the heads of the other noble houses. Clementia grinds her teeth audibly. Still, each family has provided all available resources to the defense of Dargonus, or rather, the defense of their respective regions. Yeah, most of the nobles are not trained military, so as much as it's, planets being attacked, having them all cowering in bunkers feels bad. They would just be sacrificing themselves if we forced them onto the battlefield. And assuming we win, having them still alive will get things back stabilized quicker. What's the current situation? Hey Pomegranate, welcome. The PDF is in the process of exterminating the enemy forces on the planet. Extra batteries have been assigned to the assault on the palace, but without a strike force that could make it inside, we won't break the resistance. I have a feeling that the palace is the anchor point of the enemy's raid. Our Vox engineers are registering unknown signals coming from your residence to other areas on the planet. The scum must have set up a control center inside. We take out their command, we'll weaken the peripheral forces. This seems a bit strong, but I'm gonna say it anyway. This is an outrage! Xenos have pillaged my palace, my precious residence? I'm afraid so, your lordship. The attack on the palace began later than the rest, once the reserve forces had been transferred to other regions, which is particularly odd. Clementia falters. They weren't tempted by an entire city, at the apex of which your residence stands. No, the wedge of the enemy forces targeted the palace specifically. We've cut off the periphery forces from those that made it inside the palace, and we continue to storm the building. We've killed so many of those beasts, but the Xenos are repelling our assault with ferocity. It's as if they're waiting for the right moment, or perhaps they haven't yet completed whatever goal they're pursuing inside the palace. Alright, enough talking. I'm going in. Clementia bows. With awe and gratitude, I transfer the command of the ground operations over to you, your lordship. The local troops are at your service. I beg of you, save Dargonus. We have a transmission report from Squad 2. Come in, Lieutenant. Report immediate. Lieutenant, we do not read you. Your report. Well, you're all dead. Attack for the Emperor and the Rogue Trader! Okay, so these guys are actually still alive, since we can theoretically talk to them. Warden sucks in a forced breath. With each breath, a guttural gurgling comes from his chest. The Emperor attacks. I don't want to die. The box transmits the same repeating recording. Desperate calls for help. Heart-rending cries and hysterical howls of a dying man. Alright, let's get ready for combat, I suppose.
None shall stand in my way.
I cannot believe it. In the entire history of the Von Valancius Protectorate, there has never been an attack on the capital world.
Being the first and being the best are often one and the same, so my uncle taught me. Looking at the rogue trader now, I am not so certain.
Is that an insult? Being the first and being the best are often one and the same. Yeah. Well, we could kick off... If I move forward, I assume combat will start. But if I go, we get the surprise attack.
Speak, Elan Tak.
You guys probably have cover, so we'll shoot at you. Oh.
From the face of the galaxy.
You missed an unmoving target when you had time to stand and aim. What was that? Alright, let's put ourselves into there is no cover. Awesome. Let's just move forward then. You can get into cover. I'm just unsure if we go with cover here, if she'll actually have sight on them. We are in a terrible position. Oh, I did not realize we had enemies on the sides as well. Thought it was just those guys. No one over here that we can see. Nope, we do have a witch there. Interesting. Still no cover. Like, even this isn't considered a half cover. can I put you? So I'm thinking she could focus down on all of them. I don't know. Put her something like that. Or at least it'll be harder for an enemy to get to melee with her. Or there. Yeah, maybe something like that. Now for our melee characters. I can just throw Pascal right up here. There wasn't anyone... There's one person over here. Not super worried there. Does this connect that way? It doesn't. Though we might be able to go around this side. I feel like I should probably have two people up here, but maybe I don't need to. Maybe Pascal can handle on his own. Maybe I'll send someone as backup for Pascal. Alright. It's probably fine. Start the battle. We will have Cassia set up our front line here.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Our rear. Sure, there seems fine.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Backline for the dodge bonus.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
And give a boost to Ignatius.
Not a servitor.
And bring it down. Light yourself on fire. Probably should try and get into some sort of cover, but there really isn't any. Orchestrate flames.
All too
Run and
easy.
gun. So he does have another attack at this point. Seems good. Then I guess just go into cover here. For now. Back to Cassia. She can only see 2 of the 3. For the purpose of that. She could do Touch of Anger. If I had her step out. There. Touch of Anger has a sizable area. Can you still not see from there? There you go. Touch of Anger on the 3 of them.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Nice. Oh, I didn't even see that one there. And then get back into cover.
I have read
tomes of military tactics.
You now. So if we look at all of the enemies, are there any that are shown to be reasonably difficult? Seeing a bunch of 3s. Yep, just a bunch of 3s, so not really. If I want you to focus down on these guys. 84, 84, 122. So you're the most dangerous probably of that group.
I understand.
We'll
your
mark
intent.
you as a bounty. What's our chances to hit you? 86 is not bad. 95, 86. So maybe that's not giving you cover either.
If it
Piercing
serves your
shot.
cause.
We don't have cover, sadly. Let's
This tedium is beneath.
that. Take our Deadeye shot.
No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Good hit. And then in my sights. On... Sure, you.
I am not your xenos pet, monkey.
Back to us. I step over. I could Molten Beam to kill any of them, but I don't see the purpose of that necessarily. I wouldn't be able to see that one, really. Well, if I don't care about being in cover... I could start moving towards getting into this cover. Still can't see you. Weird. But I could see either of them. Maybe I should actually focus on taking that one out, since no one else is nearby to handle them. Can't see you. Nah, might be easier to get over to here and then hit them. Yeah. Let's go up front and then light that one on fire. Could orchestrate flames, but I think I'm going to go with inflame to hit them again.
Was your biggest mistake.
Perfect. I'm inclined to use one of my abilities now. We can probably get back to high momentum by the time we get to Cassia's turn. I hope. So yeah, let's allow us one extra attack each turn.
I am fear incarnate.
And hit you. Why can I not hit you? Alright, I guess we'll go for you. Might as well orchestrate flames, even though it's a little bit pointless. Oh well. Perfect, you're coming over to us, so that'll make it easier for us to kill you. Alright, Warden, what can you do? Did you shoot me in the back? You shot me in the back, Warden. How dare.
Follow my lead.
You call this a strike?
Alright, Heinrichs. You look like you can't actually get up to any of them. Maybe here. Let's start with our usual iron arm and warp speed.
I won't object to it.
You are already set up to be Irliet's focus. So I'm actually thinking we go here and then charge at you. Music and voice acting are spectacular. They very much are. Owlcat did a great job with this game.
For the throne's glory. Holy terror, smite your
I did not realize you had a knife out as a gunslinger, so that you'd be able to get an attack as I ran by. That's disappointing. .94. This one puts bleeding. No, that's just the wide slash, which doesn't help us. Okay.
Your reckoning is due.
Perfect. We'll grab Endure. And
See to it.
use that on ourselves just because.
Nothing of value has been lost! Break their morale!
Where are you going? Okay. You guys have some crazy movement range.
I must not falter.
Alright, Abelard. We'll put you here, have you kill this one. Easy enough.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. What? You a target!
And then charge this one.
Victory is imminent.
Suppose I should have used some of these abilities, but I did not, because I am smart.
At your beck and call. Grey hair, sure hair.
3 hit points left. Alright.
Is a reward.
Pascal, you get to finish them off.
Explorers know one route. Forward.
Reduce the dust.
I don't think there was anyone else over there. Those are cool Dark Eldar, like, motorcycles. Looks like we could move forward. Like, there's nothing blocking us. Just wondering if we would find more combat, like if there are other enemies that way. Cassia. If I moved you here, do you have a line of sight on people? No. If I moved you up here, do you get line of sight? No. If I moved you way over here, I guess there's only one enemy left. Is that true? Yeah. Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter.
If I may,
Let's just try and pull you out of cover.
You will pay for this in blood.
Fun.
me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
There we go.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
And then Let's boost Irliet.
If you insist, Lord
Give
Captain.
you some bonuses. And I'll just let Irliet take her turn.
Another soul
There you go.
slips beyond the veil. Not
She finally used her Deadeye shot. Okay. It's like, do you have some permanent negative effect? No. Alright, well that was relatively easy. Anything of interest? Hectari Blades. 15 to 17 damage as a knife is pretty impressive. Plus automatic bleeding and dodge reduction. But it requires Drukhari proficiency, which no one has. Anything else to check out? Yes. Grab the goods. I think that's
I
that.
won't tolerate weakness.
Keep a sharp eye.
Please disarm that for me.
A trivial task.
Not sure exactly where we're going, so I don't know where to look out for to make sure I'm not going too far in the wrong directions. Hello, Warden. The bloodied soldier lets out an incoherent moan, clutching his mangled face. Let's aid him.
I've read about this.
You lean over the soldier and you spot the unarmed, or the armed mine hidden under his body. Disarm it, please.
Operation successful.
Warden mutters words of thanks and holds out an object for you to take. We got Protector of the Faith. A power sword. Cool. Whenever the wielder hits a demon for the first time in combat, that demon becomes blinded for 1 round. Looks like that's the path forward, so let's check out over here. Make sure we don't miss anything.
Follow my lead.
Looks like nothing hiding up there. The smell of burning and blood permeates the air around the desecrated chapel. Oh, we did miss a body. Alright, looks like that's everything in this area. Forward.
Take heed, rogue trader.
I shall take heed. Oh, I shall take heed of that first.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Perfect.
The
Thank you,
rogue
Pascal.
trader descending into the abode of wretched serfs. Is it some sort of tradition? If so, then it is certainly not one my house has adopted.
I would call it wisdom. Anyone smart enough understands that they should know everything that goes on in their home, even in its darkest corners.
Yes, but also Inquisition would definitely want to find out everything about everywhere and not just assume that certain areas are beneath them. The gates have been swept off their mighty hinges, most likely as a result of direct hit from a powerful weapon.
A new challenge for me.
Tremble.
Tazara, you have a name. When Tazara notices you, her face contorts into a mask of rage. The Drukhari's lips stretch into a predatory grin that bears no trace of her former haughtiness, only the promise of pain. You, malformed monkey, putrid vermin, you will pay for every moment that I've spent on this pitiful planet. This is it, the true face of the Dark Ones. Her anger at you is so great that she has shed her mask and revealed the beast beneath. Little Suryani, the monkey's obedient servant, try to survive the future, then the two of us will still have plenty of fun. The Drukhari licks her lips with her forked tongue. Aren't you glad to see me, Tazara? I'm assuming she was one of the ones on Vibo 6. Because they had names. Aren't you glad to see me, Tazara? Tell me what your objective is in the palace, and I might grant you a swift death. In the name of the Emperor, for the glory of humanity, die, monster. Or your little raid has cost me a fortune. I do not forgive such losses. Die. Tell me what your objective is in the palace, and I might grant you a swift death. I will not stoop to explain myself to a monkey, let alone a worm like you. A swift death? I will teach you the true art of killing. One drop of blood, one moment of insufferable agony at a time. Tazara's shriek drops to a hiss. I suspected that you and the trueborn cur were working together. He did not make me and my sisters linger here on a whim. He had a reason, and that reason involves you, yes? Is that it? Tell me, just nod, so I can stand before the Archon and accuse him of treachery and compromising the raid. Squabbles between false allies is the favored sport of the Drukhari. After torture, that is. Heinrich sounds pleased. He's clearly enjoying the sight of the Xenos rage. So she thinks that we have an alliance with the Dark Eldar we met on that other planet. What if I say yes? Wait, what cur are you talking about? How does it feel to be used, Tazara? You have entertained me well. Now do me a favor and die. Me working with a Xenos, die for your blasphemy, you beast. As I've got Iliad in the party. Enough chit-chat. Wait, what cur are you talking about? Enough. Tazara bares her sharpened fangs. I will beat the truth out of your dead bodies. Yours and Marazai's. Sisters attack. Okay. Yep, so it was him. Anyone else around? Enthralled marauders. Interesting. You guys look human. There's a reasonable amount of enemies around. We don't see difficulty levels. I don't know why those sometimes go away. But alright, Cassia, you can go into full cover here. Or there. Let's send myself into full cover here. And Irliet, you can have full cover... Ooh, what are you? Activate the turrets. Interesting. Well, I like the sound of that. I might send Pascal that way. Pascal, let's get you over here. I'm going to have you activate some turrets. Heinrichs, you can start out and cover there, and Abelard. I'd like to have you up front. There. I think that's reasonable. You might get shot in the side by an enemy or two. It's probably fine. Start the battle. Cassius first, as always. Let's set our front line here. Backline will be for Irliet.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
That seems fine. And boost. Not Heinrichs. Ignatius. You can't bring it down on him. Alright. Voice of command, then bring it down.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Not a problem for me.
Orchestrate flames. Just going through our usual. Alright, that is the end of your free turn. Back to Cassia. If you could cluster everyone together. That'd feel pretty good. Nice. Back to Ignatius. What to do with this? 118, 118, 280, 119, 126. Alright, let's focus Tazara first.
Suits my purposes. Your last stroke of luck.
And we'll do an Orchestrate Flames. I'm actually kind of inclined to go Run and Gun and then Firestorm because of how close they are, but it's gonna hit Abelard. Is there any good cover I can get into? Kind of. I'm trying to push forward. But I don't want to go too far forward. Like there. Maybe that's fine. So yeah, that hits Abelard, but it hits all of them.
Already done.
I think that's a very good call. Now you are all on fire. Unfortunately, so is Abelard. Let's do Inflame, and that might kill all of them. And hit Abelard for a lot.
Suits my purposes. Shall survive.
Haha. Yeah, so we just took out their entire leadership. Abelard's needing help, though. Let's do Steady Superiority. We've got plenty of time till we get back to Cassia's turn. We'll do Revel and Slaughter. I could ignite someone. Or I could... I'm assuming if I don't take these guys out quickly, all those wardens get killed. Probably. Same here. Can't really do anything about that.
All too easy. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
You are sadly still barely alive. That is a shame.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath. Just a minor setback.
Okay, Abelard's taking lots of hits. Can you do anything about them? And or them? Probably not them. They're probably out of sight. First, we will go with Perfect Spot. I'm fine with you spending time in this cover. I don't think we need to... put a lot of abilities into... yeah, killing them. She only gets two, like one shot, maybe two. Yeah, none of the enemies are terribly high. You are actually 4. Let's mark you as a bounty.
Your xenos pet monkey.
I'm not going to focus you down this turn. I might use In My Sights on you, though. Let's do a Claim the Bounty on you.
I'll deal death with my hands.
Then just take a shot onto you.
I'll
No more.
Got our high momentum back. Perfect. So they're now safe. Last AP, let's do in my sights on you. Okay, Heinrichs, what are we going to do with you? I suppose move forward to attack this one. First, boost yourself, as always.
But of course, Lord.
The main point of a biomancer. I might do regeneration or invigorate on Abelard. Let's go regeneration.
Let's see to it.
So I could move you here and then have you charge here. Actually, first, from where you're standing right now, you can do Word of the Emperor on all of us.
I won't object to it.
Do that, then move forward and charge.
Everyone, step aside. Inquisition sends
Good solid hit.
For the throne.
Another attack. Perfect.
Smite your enemies.
Do I invigorate on Abelard or do I do endure on myself? I think we're going to invigorate on Abelard.
Naturally.
Just to help out his low health. Oh, I can endure anyway. Oh, invigorate doesn't cost any AP. Fantastic.
I won't object to it.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Alright, Abelard. I guess let's have you work on some of these guys. You go there, then get a charge in. Well, I think your charge is benefited by the number of squares you move. Can you just charge directly here? I don't remember if that's the case, but I think it is.
Target well struck.
Well, you're doing pretty good. If I do that, that's 1 AP, and then it'll be 2 AP for the next strike. You've got 3 AP left, so I think I will do that rather than use any of our abilities.
It will be done. An exemplary strike.
You left him at 1 wound. Fantastic. Oh well. Haha, goodbye. Solid misses all around. Alright, Pascal, please activate the turrets. I don't know how much that's going to help us at this point,
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
but maybe it will. Hopefully they don't end up shooting us. Can you get to a position where you're not going to kill all of them? Your burst attack. If I put you here, and then told you to burst attack there. Perfect.
Request approved.
That's what we're wanting.
Post-mortem sectorization denied.
I guess I don't have much more to do with your turn, so go for it. Alright, back to Castia's turn. We've got... who left? You're nearly dead, you. The two of you. And one more back there. And I think that's all the enemies. No, and the heavy we've got back there. Well, I could have her step forward and use her gaze. Safely enough. She can't get that one from here. It's probably fine.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Let's hit the two of them. Perfect. Then we'll go finest hour on Ignatius and have him just finish the fight.
I shall prevail.
We need to make sure he's got line of sight on everyone. That one back there is going to be the harder one to get vision on. I switch to the gun so that I can see my line of sight. And I went, say, here. We do get line of sight on you. How about that? We're not in any sort of cover, but it's fine. Since the fight is essentially over. We'll start with you. Then move on to you.
Nothing I can't do. You call this a strike?
I do call that a strike, yes.
Suits my purposes. Nothing of value has been lost. Not a problem for me.
You're down. You're the heavy. Who are you? You. I didn't see you hiding over there. You're probably... oh, I can somehow see you. Too bad for you. And we light you on fire. Oh, nor just kill you straight out. Perfect. Everyone's on fire, so let's just use Inflame and end the fight. Our quest progressed. The Blades in the Void. There could still be surviving vassals or nobles on the dynasty's estate. It would be wise to search the rooms and examine bodies for signs of life. Gladly. First, I guess we'll level up. We still don't have the option for Psyker Exterminatus. That's fine. So in the meantime, all of our arch militant bonuses that we just don't use at all. It just amuses me how much I don't care about the two archetypes I've taken for my main character. He's just a psyker. I don't know. There was one that I had been holding off on that should have given me... oh. Melee. Being able to attack in melee was the one I was thinking of. We've already taken it, apparently. When the Psyker uses psychic power, all enemies adjacent to the Psyker suffer 12 direct damage. Might be interesting to just move forward. Or do I take advanced skill lore warp? Since I've been mentioning that we haven't been doing amazing on those, this will allow me to re-roll and give me a plus 13. And we just don't keep focusing on abilities I don't actually need. And then for our characteristic bonus, we can't boost willpower, which is a shame. Recommending ballistic and weapon skill. Probably not. We get agility, make us dodgier. toughness so that we can take more hits of being on fire. I could boost intelligence. I can't boost intelligence. Fantastic. I was thinking for my lores that I'm not good at, but can't boost intelligence. I'm thinking agility. Why not? Cassia. You can't boost a bunch of your characteristics. Fun. Intelligence we don't care about. Ballistics and weapon skill we don't care about. Toughness? Wow. I don't care about any of these. You're never attacked, so toughness doesn't seem like it matters. Intelligence would help skills that you're not using. I guess go with toughness. You could get attacked. I've already grabbed both of those for you. There are more enemies than allies in the frontline area. All allies in the area gain bonuses to parry and dodge. If there's more allies, then they do more damage. Cool. Using a stratagem on a frontline area grants allies in the area plus 32% increased dodge. Using a stratagem on the rear area. We don't have good stratagems for rear. And we have kill zone, which I just only use on the front line. Using a stratagem on a combat tactics area grants all allies in the area plus 3 deflection against their next melee hit they suffer. Allies including the Grand Strategist in the same combat tactics area with the Grand Strategist gain more perception and agility. All combat tactics bonuses are increased by 5% if the area was not moved for 2 rounds. Every time an area is affected by a stratagem, all allies in the area gain 1 movement point. Yeah, none of those strike me as amazing. Disputed zone. Enemies in the combat tactics area with the Grand Strategist suffer penalties to dodge and parry. If there are no enemies in the backline area, the first attack in the turn made by every ally costs 1 AP less. I mean, that's cool, but we typically can't do more than 1 attack. So it just would make our single attack cheaper. I don't know. Enemies affected by the navigator's powers suffer a stacking -10 penalty to resistance tests. That's tempting. Yeah, we'll go with open to the warp. Call that good enough. That's the hard part when we start getting to the later levels of our archetypes, is we've already grabbed all the good stuff, and then I don't know what else to grab. Do I have Scourging Strikes? No. Hello? Come back. There we go. Maybe. I don't recall. It's not showing up here. Was it one of the keystone features you just started with? Yes, it is. Okay. So when we use that ability, it does more bleeding. Ooh, damage over time effects gain plus 20% critical hit chance. I'm not opposed to that. Yeah, we'll just go with that. You, I have nothing chosen. Do you have anything... Because there's some that give bonuses if enemies are nearby, which I haven't taken on my main character. I assume I've already grabbed them for him. I could go with that. I don't know how important that is because he doesn't really use a lot of damaging psychic powers. Okay, this would benefit us if we did more healing even to people that are fully healed, because it would give temporary wounds. This one is really good, but not for Heinrich's. Because he doesn't use, like, targeting psychic powers. He mainly just boosts himself. Yeah, we'll go with that one, so that you could overheal allies. You have a lot that I've marked as interesting. Let's remove the ones that you've already picked, so that they don't show up here anymore. Crits reduce armor. We'll go with that one. Bonuses if you kill an enemy of difficulty tier 4 or higher. Doesn't happen all the time, but be cool to get a reload and a free attack. And lastly, you. Let's unmark the ones you've already grabbed. More parry if you have an ally near you, or once per round whenever an enemy considers you a priority target enters the cell adjacent to you, it provokes an attack of opportunity. I've been wondering about priority target. I'm going to grab this one. It might be worthless, but I don't think that matters overly much at this point. Call that good enough. Okay. Let's loot all the things now. Oh, hello. Bloodthirster, a power sword that requires Drukhari proficiency. Each hit decreases the target's weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, and perception by 5 and stacks. That'd be really good. Unfortunately, we don't have any Drukhari. I say unfortunately we don't have Drukhari. Ha! That's when you know I'm dogmatic. Can we talk to these wardens? We can. We have let you down, your lordship. You're fine. Emperor protect you. I was one step away from death. You kind of were, yes. I'm glad we managed to save all of you. Can I not loot these bodies? Oh, there we go. We've got more here. Break up rubble. Okay, not sure why we'd want to do that, so we'll hold off on it for a moment. The bark of this tree is covered with streams of dark resin, similar to streaks of blood.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Looks like the path continues. That's probably the door to the palace. I'm guessing. So we'll hold off before we go there. Check out these other sides. Probably nothing I can do to get over there. Yeah, let's now check out the
None shall stand in my way.
rubble here.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Ah, free goods. Imperial Staff. The wield of this staff, power level 8, gains the Emperor's Wrath ability. The ability is also available in its Heroic Act and Desperate Measures version. Power level effects. The damage of this power. It requires being Sanctic, which we don't have. Yeah, we're just not finding any Pyromancer staffs, which is a shame. So we could give this to Heinrichs, but I don't think he would ever actually use it. So what's Emperor's Wrath? Everyone adjacent to the target point suffers from 1 to 1 plus psi rating times psi staff power level damage. Damage dealt by this attack to allies is reduced by the target's resolve. Alright. Do you really need more power? Well, no, I don't. But I don't know why I keep finding staves that are the other options. I should find some Pyromancer staves, even though I don't need the power. Just feels silly that I'm still using the basic starter staff this late in. Hello, Servitor. What's going on? Servitor appears unharmed and completely indifferent to the carnage unfolding around it. Alright, so we could jump up here to get to some goods. Are we unable to get around this side? Probably.
I won't tolerate
Nope,
weakness.
we could jump up this way as well. That would take us to our bedroom, which has been broken into. And that's our throne room. There's usually nothing to explore down here. So let's see if that's still the case. Servitor appears unharmed and completely unaware, blah blah blah. Yeah, it looks like we can't move any farther around there. So I guess let's make this jump.
Nothing's impossible
Something
for
of
this
interest.
old officer.
Collect all of that. Before we go into the throne room,
Attention to detail is the key to success.
we will hold off on dealing with that trap for the moment. The bodies were mutilated and gutted, once luxurious clothes of brocade silk. I don't actually know that word. And silk are completely saturated with blood. Are you totally fine, Servitor? Yep. Alright, to the bedroom.
Victory awaits.
Oh, goodbye, you people. Who are you? Oh. Scalander. Why are you in a ransacked room surrounded by Dark Eldar? You're showing up as an ally, and maybe they were about to execute you? But it definitely feels weird. Alright, Castia, we'll put you into cover here. You can go into cover up here. Put Ignatius, I was gonna say into cover there, but looks like that's not happening. Whatever. And then for our melee people, I guess we can start you in cover. No reason not to. Heinrichs. Just move forward, and Abelard, probably the same. Alright. Let's do our front line
Me.
there, I suppose.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Rear, we'll give that to... I don't know, here.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
That's all good. Then the usual of boosting Ignatius,
Insist, Lord Captain.
giving him a free turn. He can step into cover here, and then... Can you see them from here? Kind of, but they're too far away, so you're probably going to have to step forward soon enough. Go there. Light yourself on fire. Orchestrate flames. Run and gun. How much health do you guys have? Only 78, actually. So I could light you on fire. Or... I was thinking I could do a molten beam, but that is too... expensive AP-wise. So I guess I will light you on fire. Enjoy.
Let me educate you on the art of pain.
I guess I will step you forward around here on the edge, just to get you slightly closer. You're probably still going to be in cover unless one of them moves all the way to this edge. Back to Cassia.
If I may.
Work for a fleshcrafter.
That wasn't necessarily where I was trying to move you. But okay.
I'm afraid not.
Let's move our front line to here now.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And set it up for a kill zone. That seems reasonable. Okay. Well, not really anything I could do to help him. I'm disappointed he died, but yeah. There was nothing I could do about that. Alright. We've got angles on all of them. That theoretically could go through and shoot all three of them. If the overpenetration's good enough. Well now. That would be fun. Let's just mark them all. No reason not to. There's only 3 enemies. And we get bonuses if we're attacking prey.
If I must.
Analyze
I am not
you.
your xenos pet monkey.
Then if we do... perfect
I
spot.
understand your intent.
Piercing
If it
shot.
serves your cause.
There we go. Try and kill them all.
This tedium is beneath me.
Haha.
Your heart out for this.
Nice. Alright, we'll just finish them off. Why not?
Nothing I can't do. Unleash my fury. Already done.
I deal death with my hands.
Oh, he survived. Brilliant. Covered in Drukhari blood and his own, Achilles Scalander looks around with a haunted expression on his face. He finally manages to focus his gaze on you and lets out a barely audible gasp. God, Emperor, preserve me. Could it be? Is it truly you, your lordship? He is struck by an excruciating coughing fit, his hand grasping for his respirator on its golden chain, but it is missing. They've taken his respirator. That's bad news. Right. We were wondering why they came here to the palace. We didn't explain how we were able to track down what the Drukhari were doing, but we knew we were following information we gained from the Inquisition, specifically from Achilles Scalander. So maybe they came here specifically to try and capture him, to find out how he was able to track them, or what his sources were. That would make sense. By the yawn of the darkest abyss, Achilles, why did my expert on xenos fail to prevent the Drukhari assault? I mean, I think he did pretty good, but yes. Are you alright? Praise the Golden Throne and the God Emperor, you're alive. Strike him. You have failed me and all of Dargonus. Are you alright, Achilles? You're too kind to me, your lordship. We have more important matters to consider than a few broken ribs. Please do not trouble yourself about it. Let's inspect his wounds. We can inspect his wounds, have Heinrichs help him. It's enough talking. Have her summon a Medicae. Get out of the palace while you can. Let's inspect his wounds. Achilles' body is covered in an unthinkable number of cuts and injuries. The Drukhari put great effort into filling his every moment with searing pain. However, none of his wounds is life-threatening. Heinrichs, help him. Use your abilities. You feel a gust of cold that brings shivers to your skin. A moment passes, and Achilles takes another breath, this one much deeper and steadier. The small cuts close almost completely, but the deeper wounds continue to bleed. You shouldn't have, Master Van Calix. Your powers are wasted on me. What happened here? When the report came from orbit about the Xenos attack, I was in the administratum halls, resolving the matter of your succession. I rushed to my shuttle and prayed to the God Emperor that I would reach the palace before they struck. But before I could get rid of all the pics and documents I had gathered, the palace was besieged. I had to take a risk and burn it all. The Xenos surrounded me when I was setting fire to the last remaining orders, and they decided to have fun with me. Achilles closed his eyes shut. Holy Emperor, deliver me from the memories. They tortured you. Why? Why? Achilles lets out a slight chuckle. Such is the nature of the enemies of humanity, your lordship. They have a taste for our pain. What did you tell them? Achilles looks you in the eye, his gaze unexpectedly clear. Nothing. They didn't ask me anything. They didn't look for anything. They didn't so much as poke around the place. Strange. It is the Drukhari's favorite pastime to torture people for amusement. I doubt they had any inkling you were an agent of the Inquisition. Or it is that you do not remember anything, Monkey, and it was their intent that you did not. Cassia reaches a hand out to Achilles' shoulder and gently removes something unseen from it. Your hues are covered in a layer of soot and ash, Master Scalander. I can see the loud bleeding colors underneath. May I put them at ease for you? Achilles bows his head guiltily. It is a great honor to hear such words from Lady Orsilio herself. And still, I must refuse. My scars, both physical and spiritual, are my reminder of the mistake I made. And my key to... A coughing fit interrupts his words. Redemption. Yeah, why did you fail to prevent the Drukhari assault? It's a rude way of saying it, but I am curious what his side of what took place is. I focused all my attention on investigating the attacks across your protectorate. I suspected that there was something bigger behind the Xenos attacks, but an assault on the Rogue Trader's capital? Foolhardy, even for Drukhari. I'd never have thought. He closed his eyes and grimacing with guilt. And therein lies the reason for your failure, burnt monkey. Your mind was narrow, as the mind of your kind are wont to be. Achilles shoots Iliad a hateful look and mutters through his teeth, I am aware. You notice a brief flash of sympathy in Iliad's eyes. There is no wisdom in blaming yourself. A monkey's intellect is weak and can never fathom the depths of my dark kin's treachery and twistedness of thought. Had there been another monkey in your place, the paths of fate would have remained unchanged. Were you able to glean anything from your attackers? His burnt lips twist into a bitter smile. Oddly enough, I was, your lordship. The Drukhari had no idea that a mere Adeptus Administratum secretary could understand their alien speech. While they were deliberating over how they were going to kill me, they mentioned that other monkey had been helping them all this time. Renegades or pirates, or something of the sort. It will take time to identify these traitors to humanity, but I give you my word that they will pay for what happened on Dargonus. Alright, that's not enough talking, Achilles. I will contact Clementia and have her summon a Medicae. Get out of the palace while you can. Gritting his teeth, Achilles bows and withdraws to the gatehouse in front of the palace.
We need to investigate.
Alright, we have some goods. Let's grab them. Advanced Medicae kits. Good stuff. Broken furniture, tattered fabric, bloodstains. Someone in this room put up a desperate defense against the xenos. Well, good job, people. Sorry you died, but you put up a good defense. The control panel is broken. The machine spirit has left this machine forever. Okay, that's the same as what we read over there. Let's open the door. Alright, so they came in from outside. Power Maul. Mason's Hammer is a special attack that pushes enemies away. Don't particularly care.
Follow my lead.
Any awareness tests? No, doesn't seem like it. And I guess let's go to the throne. Nope. We have more to do. Medicae on you.
God grants me insight.
Among numerous mutilations of the bodies, thin cuts are barely... Come back to me. Are barely distinguishable. This is the work of a skilled torturer, not enraged fighters. This is the path that led to the secret room with all of our hidden loot.
My house would be proud of me.
I don't know what you discovered. Oh, aristocrat. Hello, you. Ha! Didn't see you for a moment. Praise the Emperor, it's you. I thought it was those... Is that it?
A new challenge for me?
Alright. We can't help you. You're already dead. Now we're ready for the throne room. Let's have you deal with that trap.
This exploratory is blessed with
None
multiple
are better at
cavity.
searching.
And that trap.
Operation successful.
Xenos, they are inside already. We could not stop them. May the Emperor have mercy on our souls. Not a problem.
None shall stand in my way.
Let's see. We've got aristocrat there. These Sliths. You are sitting in my throne. How dare. How dare. Butchered your way through my palace. And now you're just casually reclining in my throne. Marazai casually gestures with his hand, either welcoming you or inviting you to admire the brutalized hall. At last, I was beginning to think that your lumbering bucket had perished on the way back. Such a resolution would have satisfied neither you nor me, would it? The sight of a Xenos lounging on the dynastic throne makes Abelard's face turn crimson. What? How did... You will cease defiling a relic of the Imperium with your presence, Xenos scum. What, this abomination? The Drukhari taps a finger on the armrest. With pleasure, but first, I will finish my conversation with your master, Monkey. The Drukhari freezes for a moment. Oh, I can feel your anger, your rage, and your pain from witnessing the state of your halls. I trusted that you would appreciate our efforts here. I could have long vanished in the tangles of the webway without awaiting your arrival, Monkey, but I could not refuse myself the pleasure of savoring your torment at the sight of what I have done to your home. You are still with him, cousin? Mara's voice is dripping with saccharine mockery. How fares your search for your lost family? Or is it being at a monkey's beck and call, occupying all your thoughts and time? You will be silent, Dark One, or I will silence you myself. You deceived me with your when you appointed the place of our final battle. Why did you attack the palace or attack? You will pay for every slain servant of the Imperium. Calling out a race of deceivers for deceiving me. Hey, Lucky Gaming, welcome. What I'm gonna say anyway, you deceived me when you appointed the place of our final battle. Deceived? Equals can be deceived, but you I merely used. You played the part given to you perfectly. You were exactly where you were supposed to be, and did exactly what you were supposed to do. Everything except die. Why did you attack the palace? The sole thing that your kind is good for, Monkey, is your ability to suffer. I have long been surfeited with physical pain. Your kin provides it in abundance from their cages in Kimura. The pain of the soul, on the other hand, is a rare delight. After all, I had to recompense you for all the trouble you've caused me. However, did I not give you a gracious gift as well? That pesky meddling Tizara, who harrowed your little worlds for so long. You have garnered her head, and I, a peaceful existence, where she is not constantly in my way. He gives you a thin smile. To die at the hands of a monkey is the worst possible punishment for a champion of the gladiatorial arenas of Kimura. Her final moments were torturous. One xenos is down, one more remains. Tizara was under the impression that we were working together. What nonsense did you put in her head? Do you have any idea how much your raid has cost me? One tan xenos hide won't be enough to pay for the damage. Yeah, Tizara was under the impression that we were working together. What nonsense did you put in her head? The pompous waste of skin thought that I would associate with Monkey. I wish I did not leave her death to you and instead cut out her heart myself. Still, to take note of my interest in your person was quite perceptive. Even more so for a brainless arena witch. Now that our meeting has taken place, my business here is done. I have spent enough time in real space and it is time to bid you goodbye. I plan to kill you. Please don't just teleport away or something.
I don't want to leave you all alone. You wouldn't appreciate that, would you? Camelites of the Reaving Tempest, I leave this monkey to you. Enjoy yourselves!
Yeah, he's gonna be a recurring villain. Okay. What were those things behind us?
Are you challenging me, Bill?
You? Chimera. Well, you look problematic. Difficulty 3. Phase shift, whatever that is. Natural armor. Claw attack. Creature's movement points have been increased until the end of combat. Current movement points is 20. 20! You can move 20 squares. Whenever an enemy attack deals damage to this creature greater than 15% of the creature's maximum wounds, this creature gains +5 weapon skill and strength. And then you have natural armor. Alright. So we're surrounded suddenly. We've seen these before. They're scary. They are danger 4. The heavy is, I think, also danger 4, but has so little health that it doesn't matter. What about you? Danger 3. Alright. I don't like being surrounded. That's not fantastic. Let's move our way back. Or do we move our way forward? I guess I want to get to a side that I feel I can quickly clean out to use as our back line. Maybe that's here. Put Cassia like here. Because if we take out, you know, kind of these two guys, then we can use this as the back and just fight forward and not have to worry about enemies coming behind us. Maybe there. No, there. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. I was going to put Ignatius there, and I can't. That is a shame. What about you? Put you here, I suppose. And then our melee characters. I don't know. Let's push you forward to deal with them. Heinrichs, I think I'm going to have you try and handle them, if possible. And Abelard. Maybe try and take on these guys. Not sure how well this is going to work, but that's the plan. Start the battle.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Boost Ignatius.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Alright, get myself into cover.
My tactics are flawless.
Then do we focus on the ones in back? I can't focus on you, or is it... Oh, wait, no, I have to light myself on fire. It's the first turn. Almost forgot.
Nothing
I have a pattern.
can't do.
Back to Cassia. That hits Abelard, unfortunately. I can hit two of them. This one and that one. It's not doing much. I do need to focus on taking out the guys back by us. If I put you here, I could stun you. Ideally, I'd want to get to a place where I could stun multiple. Particularly one of these guys would be ideal. Like that. And it doesn't hit Abelard. Trying to find a perfect square where I'm hitting it, but not Abelard. And it seems like that's not gonna happen. Well, darn. You could go there, but then you don't hit that one either. No, you can hit that one from here. Then you're not seeing him. Problem is, Lidless Stare is so powerful, I want to use it. But it's just not working out in my favor. Could I... No. Alright, I could get a lot of them with this. Have I not set up my zones? I haven't yet. Okay, we'll need to do that.
If I may.
Let's do that. Then we can go with that for our front line.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
For our back line, I think that seems perfectly fine. And there to give you some dodge bonuses.
Ordered around. I am a navigator.
Hopefully that gets
not a
you to move.
servitor.
Nope. I grabbed the wrong one. That's a shame. Probably could have counted up a bit better. It's fine. You're going to be a real problem that I have no solution for at the moment. Ow.
We are the bane of lesser creatures.
Okay. Uh-huh. Well. You can't use your gun because you're in melee. I could have you pull out your sword, but you'd be terrible with it. Well, not too bad, actually, all things considered. If I instead moved you here, which I think I will, attack of opportunity from them, which isn't great, but it is what it is.
Designated position.
Yeah. Then we want to focus on taking out some of the bigger guys. You guys are only 3s. You guys are the 4s.
If I must.
So we'll mark you. And you.
I understand your intent.
This heavy is also considered a 4.
If
So I
it
guess I'll
serves
mark
your
you as well.
cause.
We do a piercing shot. We'll do analyze enemies.
I am not your xenos pet, monkey.
Then a piercing shot.
If it serves your cause.
You have no cover, so that doesn't matter. Pull the bold as well.
I understand your intent.
Yeah,
I am
go with
not
that.
your xenos pet, monkey. Favors the swift.
Good solid hit.
Suffering will sustain me. Brace yourself, Avalon.
The Beastmasters can command them to get free attacks? Yikes. Good parry. Great parry. Alright, it's back to us. How can I deal with all of this? Because I could do Melta. Wouldn't be the worst choice. I really need to deal with the ones that are around us causing problems for myself and my allies. which means I'm kind of just waiting on getting back to Cassia's turn so that she can give myself all the attacks. This looks like it hits all of them, which sounds fantastic. So we'll start there.
Suits my purposes. Trusting me was your biggest mistake.
And I can do a run and gun.
For me.
Then another Melta. Maybe. I could do a firestorm, which would light this other one on fire. I could also do an ignite to light you on fire. Then I could do inflame and it would hit both of you. But I think the Melta just does more damage, so it's more worthwhile. But you're still not going to be on fire.
Suits my purposes.
You guys are nearly dead, but sadly not dead. Let's do an inflame.
Nothing I can't do. I took care of this one.
You're dead. You're nearly dead. You're going to die on your turn. No point in using that to orchestrate flames on anyone. Yeah. No great options. It's fine. I need you two gone. You're too close. I could use those, but we're getting pretty close to back to Cassia's turn, so I'm going to hold off. Good dodge. Alright. Oh, I thought it was Pascal's turn. It is not. I don't know why. There's been a couple of the enemies that have walked into melee range and then walked back out, taking the attack of opportunity. And I don't know why they keep doing that.
Throne take you.
Ooh. Alright, Heinrichs has taken quite a few hits.
I won't go down easy.
Alright, let's see. What can we do here for all of us? Word of the Emperor.
Let's see to it.
Iron Arm.
For the throne's glory.
Warp Speed.
Naturally.
Regeneration. Invigorate. Endure. He hasn't actually used any of his action points yet. Then we'll do a force attack, I think. Sure.
Nothing stands against me.
There's a nice solid hit. I could charge. We'd get an attack of opportunity from both of them, but I could potentially get somewhere for another attack? No. So you stay there and tank. Give us all armor and deflection. So I think I shall.
Of course, Lord Captain.
Okay. Good enough turn for you.
We yet iron knows no pain.
He could possibly just kill this guy. Since he can have the fire damage triple with that. If I put him... Does that only count for single attacks? No. does 3 if it's a single target, or 2 if it's a burst attack. Because I could send him over here to do massive damage to both of them, possibly killing this one. Might be a good call. Although it might be a better call to get over here, take out these guys that keep harrying my ranged characters. From here, he could hit both of them in a burst. But all of his abilities are focused around hitting enemies that are already... They're taking ongoing effects. So it makes a lot more sense for him to go here. Take on this fight.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Yeah, you go here. All enemies in a 4-cell radius that are on fire do stuff. Seems like a good starting move. You did not take more damage. That is a shame. So analyze enemies on you. Reckless abandon. Then our burst attack. No, we want to use this first. Then our burst attack. You died, you took heavy damage. That's what we intended. Don't really have any great options. We'll just go joint analysis for your last action. Doesn't do much, but hey, it's a thing. Abelard, can you finish off the 2 of them for me, please? If you did, are you able to charge over here to help out with this stuff? Yes. Brilliant. So let's get a cleave on both of you.
At your beck and call.
They're done. Then you have 3 AP. Charge is going to take 2, so I've got 1 to spend on something. Let's go force distraction on Irliat. That's probably the smart call. And then charge up to him.
Victory is imminent.
You've unleashed my fury.
And then we could do brace for impact to give Irliat the option to move somewhere else. And I think I shall. Ignatius is fine where he's at. But Irliat... Oh, she can't quite get into that cover. That's a shame.
Just designate a target.
Yeah, might as well just keep moving. And we'll end Abelard's turn there. Cassia, what can I do with you? I could put you all the way over here in the hopes that that would give you a good cone to hit multiple people, but it does not. We want to hit you and you guys. If I was here... can't get you. But I could make the other two move away. Not the worst call. Technically could even grab that one. Let's go with something like that.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Target well struck. Me educate you on the art of pain.
Good. You're nearly dead. Now if we moved her forward. No. That hits Heinrichs as well. I could put her in super danger. Hit just the two of them. Still thinking no on that. How about we just do what I was planning to do already, and we go finest hour on Ignatius.
I'll paint your death in colors.
Okay. Let's light everyone on fire that's not on fire yet. So that's you.
You don't stand a chance.
That's you.
Suits my purposes. Nothing of value has been lost.
You.
Nothing I can't do.
You took no damage from that? Well, that's disappointing.
Not a problem for me. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Apparently killing the Beastmasters is giving him free attacks,
All too
which is
easy.
exciting.
Nothing of value has been lost. Can't be over.
I think everyone's on fire or dead. So let's go with Inflame. Okay, did that end the fight? No. Who do we have left? You. I didn't see you back there. Can I get to a position where I can see you? Maybe. No, even from there I can't. If I
Never wavered in the
grab
face
that.
of
Oh,
adversity.
that. Okay, sure. Does that allow run and gun now? It does. And if I moved all the way over to here, can I see you? Yes, I can. You thought you could hide from me.
Already done. You didn't stand a chance.
There we go. Your Lordship, thanks to your breakthrough, we were able to clear out the estate. Right now, with the aid of your ship's augers from orbit, the surface troops are sweeping the streets of the Hive. Squads have been sent deeper into the city. Several units have been assigned. My apologies, of course. You will learn of all of this from the reports. Your appearance on Dargonus is a boon from the God Emperor, who has brought us salvation. On behalf of all of Dargonus and House Viserion, I thank you for delivering us from our foes. I'm not hearing enough awe and stability in your voice, Clementia. This is how you show your gratitude to your savior? Try one more time. I was doing my duty, nothing more. Stop wasting time and attend to your duties. There's still much work to be done. After such a debacle in our defenses, Clementia, you and the other mediocrities who supposedly look after my capital world can expect a thorough purge in the near future. Now, I'm just going to say I was doing my duty, nothing more. And by your will, you have preserved countless lives, your lordship. Dargonus owes you a debt that can never be repaid. We'll continue the cleanup of the estate in the neighboring territories. We must deal with the rubble, the corpses, and any other after effects of the fighting. The surviving forces will be enough to repel any sporadic enemy attacks if they are launched. According to the latest reports, the xenos are pulling out en masse. If other matters require your attention, I won't detain you any longer. Please, allow us to ensure that Dargonus is returned to its former glory. That was a bit of a sketchy fight. Being surrounded and having a few bigger enemies around. I wasn't sure how well we'd pull that off. Let's loot all the things. Who's there? I can't see. Getting lots of xenos gear. Lots of loot.
I'll lay claim
Always
to
good.
the stars.
This person is still breathing, but deep punctures in their chest leave no chance that they will survive. I think we've explored everything. That's a fake door. Did we already check you? Father, stop. Too fast. Okay.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Ceremonial throne of the head of the Von Valancius dynasty, with deep scratches all over it. That's our landing pad, but we can't go out through it yet. So I guess we are done here for now. Alright, we have to jump over
Experience.
to get down there.
Nothing matters more.
Nothing on our map that we haven't looted. Perfect. Now we head back to our ship.
It's about time.
Yeah, I wonder how many more times we're going to run into that specific Dark Eldar. Oh, hey, Achilles. Do not worry about me, your lordship. Dargonus above all else. Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements from orbit. Detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. It is with deepest awe that I inform you that the timely intervention and resilience of the world's defenders managed to break the back of the raid, which had threatened to turn into a protracted war. Dargonus suffered losses, but the Hive has sufficient capacity to restore the administrative networks and industries as expeditiously as possible. The world remains intact despite the insidious blow dealt by the Xenos. I have been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver in time. They indicate the Xenos activity dropped sharply after you departed for Cineris Maleficum. Considering the scale of the Dargonus raid, it is safe to assume the Drukhari used up all of the forces at their disposal, and may now require some time to replenish the losses. Achilles is presently recuperating from his severe wounds, and without his aid, we are temporarily blind to the scheming of these enemies of humanity. However, our strategists are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids, which will allow us to gather our strength for a new conflict. Let's go back to the deck of our ship and talk to Heinrichs and Irliet to see if either of them have things to say after that. There's a very real chance the answer is no, but it's always good to check in after a quest that seems related. Alright, Heinrichs, anything you want to say after that?
To what do I owe this visit?
You do not. And Irliet, probably the same, but I will check.
Elantark.
Okay. Not terribly surprised. And let's head back out. So is that quest completed, I guess, is a question I don't have an answer to yet. Yes, the Blades in the Dark, or whatever it was, is gone. Blades in the Void. Yeah. So we've got Kava Gamma. Find traces of the Gene Stealer cult, but we don't even know where to begin looking. Kava Gamma. Every vassal world is a treasure. Complete development project to the highest difficulty in any colony. We don't know what that includes. The crew on Footfall. Jai wants to go to Footfall. And then another thing on Kava Gamma. Okay. So we've got lots on Kava Gamma, which isn't surprising because we've been putting it off for a while. And then Jai needs us to go to Footfall for a party. I mean, we're kind of in the area of Footfall. It's down here. But we could use our safe route to get here. Then it's 2 jumps to Footfall. Or we could head up here first, clean up the rest of these areas, and then we have to come back through here, and then we go to Footfall. I like that. Because then from there, once we're done with Footfall, we'll be making our way this way down to here. So I'd rather not have to swing back up here. Yeah, so let's head up here first. Lord Captain retreats to his study to reflect on recent events, but his train of thought is interrupted by a muffled creak of the door and the sound of soft footsteps. End dialogue? Okay. Someone has just entered my study. Probably Iliad again, I'm guessing. Everyone else knows not to. Maybe it's in relation to that last quest we just did. It is Iliad. Elentok, I finally found you in this dwelling. Iliad comes closer and smoothly makes an unfamiliar gesture with her hands. This symbol has many meanings. Humility, grief, loss, shame, regret. I hope you will accept them all. Because I am sorry for what happened to your world, to your subjects, to your palace, and for what my kin did to them. Your kin? You have never referred to the Drukhari as such before. Why are you apologizing is not your fault. I should not have underestimated my enemies. I will not make the same mistake again. Your apologies will not bring back what has been lost, or thank you truly, thank you. Yeah, I'm more curious, why are you referring to them as your kin? You've never referred to Drukhari as such before. For a few seconds, Irlia is silent. We come from the same source, Elentok. We share the same blood. Even though the Drukhari's blood is distorted and their souls empty, it is a fact that cannot simply be brushed aside. Why are you apologizing? It is not your fault. Irlia shudders so slightly that you almost miss it. She opens her mouth, then turns away, searching for the right words. My words will not heal the wounds, nor bring back the fallen, and they will not restore your protectorate. However, Irlia falls silent, and her deep, piercing gaze seems to reach down into the very depths of your soul. Iliad? What's wrong? Is there something on my face? Is that all, or did you want to tell me something else? Or look silently back at her. Sometimes if you just leave silence, people are more willing to open up. I don't know if that applies to aliens. Like, I could prompt her to keep talking, or I could just stay silent, looking back at her, and wait for her to speak. I think I'll just look silently back at her. Look, Elentok, the gaze of a child of Asurian can penetrate deeper than a monkey's, and I can see all the heaviness that has accumulated in your soul during our travels. I see it in your gestures, in the tilt of your head, in the change in your scent, if you will allow me. This is the first time that you've heard Irliet sound so indecisive and guilty. I will help you cast off this burden and cleanse your soul and mind of worry. What do you mean? I feel perfectly well. The burden of my responsibility has indeed weighed heavily upon me of late. How exactly are you going to help me? I do not need to be cared for by you or anyone else. How exactly are you going to help me? I think is the interesting question here. It is difficult to describe, Alantok, but your soul shines bright, and your mind is strong enough for you to be able to immerse yourself in your own mind and cleanse it of unnecessary cares. I am still not sure that your species is capable of such a thing, but it is worth a try. If nothing comes out of it, then the only thing you will lose is a small fraction of your time. And I will be your guide on this journey. I will help you enter the meditative state to get to know yourself. Of course, that is if you let me. Immersing yourself in your soul is a deeply intimate process, but you will not be able to do it without me. Iliad thoughtfully brushes a strand of red hair away from her face, and I promise you, Alantok, that I will not judge you, your world, or anything that takes place inside it. We will see only what you want to see. Awareness test succeeded. Embers of genuine curiosity glimmer in her emerald gaze. To know a human soul is a unique opportunity for an Eldari, and Iliad's uncharacteristic caution and uncertainty imply that she is also discomfited by her own keen interest. And you are a little curious to see what's inside my head, aren't you? Delving into one's inner world, is it painful? Is this the same meditation that you were using before to immerse yourself? Very well, show me my inner world. Yeah, you're curious to see what's inside my heart, aren't you? Or inside my head, aren't you? Iliad, looking offended, crosses her fingers in a new gesture. Meditation is not a tool for achieving lowly goals. It is a healing spring for the soul. Just admit it, there is nothing wrong with wanting to know a human soul. You are like a snake coiling around my body, twisting tighter with every word, Alantok. It is hard to breathe when I am near you. Iliad furrows her brow and crosses her arms. You are tired of fighting the raging waters of your life, and so am I, holding out my hand to you. The choice to grab it, or to fight alone, is yours to make, so make it. Is it painful, delving into one's inner world? No, Alantok, there is no physical pain, but you will be able to see your inner pain if it is bleeding in your soul. Is this the same meditation you were using before to immerse yourself? An affirmative nod serves as her silent answer. Very well, show me my inner world. Iliad nods slowly. She is clearly surprised by your compliance. Then we need to find a suitable place, somewhere quiet and serene. Do you think my room is not sufficient? Oh, we're going to my bath. Let go of everything, Alantok. Doubts, fears, emotions. Cast off the weight of your body. Good, now try to look inside your soul. Look at it, shining timidly, and dive in. We did it, Alantok. So far, your world resembles the real one, but soon you will learn to go deeper. Remember that everyone here is just a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and desires. Do not be afraid to look them in the eye. And I still have my Herald Serval Skull. Fantastic. Okay, I can't interact with Iliad.
A new challenge for me?
Hello, Cassia. And myself? I can't interact with Cassia. Everything you know was served to you on a silver platter, but do you deserve it? Everything you now have was served to you on a silver platter, but do you now deserve it? Fresh blood soaks into the priceless silk coverlets, forming an ugly stain under the corpse. Your corpse. All sentient beings are afraid of death. You have to accept the fear first, before you can get rid of it. Accept our fears? I suppose. I don't think I'm overly afraid of death.
Follow my lead.
Voltvier. Jai. There we are again. And here. With Heinrichs, Cabela, and Voxmaster Vigdis. Let's go to Kunrad first. Have you already forgotten me, Ignatius? Oh, don't ever forget me. Not even for a moment, because as soon as... Wow, you guys are fast. Because as soon as you turn away, I will plunge the shard of my sword into your throat. I don't know who this monkey is, but your memories of them are akin to slimy mud after the rain. Let's wash it away like spring water, shall we?
None shall stand in my way.
The burden of responsibility lies on your shoulders, Alantok, and your soul grows dull from weariness. Break the chains of exhaustion. Dispel your exhaustion. I wish I could just dispel exhaustion. That sounds convenient at times. You were doing everything right. Don't worry, Shireen. I will happily take your place when you are gone. Ha! You will take my place as the rogue trader. I think not. Standing at the helm, peering into the darkness of the cosmos, you feel as lonely among the stars as I do among my own kin. Dispel our loneliness. Am I here to kill you, to betray you, to serve you? Am I friend or foe? What do you think, Ignatius? I think friend, generally. Though he's probably unhappy with the more questionable people we keep around us. Irliet and Idara.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Love, a hollow word, Dome Ignatius. Do you not see that I only have the Undying One in my heart? Not you, not ever. Harsh. You are reaching out to a soul you do not fully understand. You are afraid that your differences will only cause you pain. Do not let fear dictate your fate. Let's listen closely. I guess let's move closer and see if anything happens. It does not, so let's listen closely. We got rid of one rogue trader, and we'll get rid of him too. You think Vigdis is saying that? Everyone from the lower decks to the senior officers hate him. I hear that their Vox transmissions, mutiny is brewing. As long as I still can use his thrones, I don't care. Once betrayed, it is hard to put one's trust in others again, especially those closest and most loyal to us. Vigdis isn't planning a coup. Come on. That's madness.
Victory awaits!
Argenta. In truth, you believe in nothing at all, Ignatius. Not the God Emperor, the Archenemy, or even people. You barely believe in yourself. I pity you. Oh, Theodora. Hello. We do still have your portrait up. I am proud of you, Ignatius. You have become a worthy successor, and perhaps even the best Lord Captain. Some words you need to hear, at least once, to believe them. I mean, Theodore probably respects how well we're doing, given that we had zero training and zero preparation. But I don't think she would think we are doing better than she did. Putting on airs, Lord Captain, you are as distant from the common folk as rusty old footfall is from Terra. You, Marazahai.
It's about time.
You just got lucky, Monkey. But luck is the only thing you have. You are weak, so prepare to die. Or prepare to suffer. Only the mad and foolish never doubt their strength. The wise are full of doubt, but they know how to let go of them. Accept and let go of your doubts. Abelard. Lord Captain, your decisions will doom us all. Lowly pirates perish, risking nothing but their own skin. But what are you? You're putting the lives of thousands of crew members and billions of Protectorate subjects in danger. Unit Ignatius von Valencia says crimes against the sacred laws of the Omnissiah have been logged. Retribution is imminent. Nah. We applied the Armorer effect. Okay.
A new challenge for me?
And we have gone through everywhere. I don't think there's anything left to spot. Oh, never mind. That was the lens we saw on the starting world. Riker Minoris, maybe? Rykad? Is this that whole scene again? Could be. If the light of the Emperor alone can be our guiding beacon, yet only true gods grant power, is it possible to achieve peace in all corners of the universe? You first must find peace inside your own soul. Fill the void with the soul gods and friends. Only power can bend the galaxy to one's will. Ah, your soul resembles an untended garden where the weeds are suffocating fragile flower seedlings. Free yourself from your unnecessary burdens, Alantok, and let serenity enter your soul. Dispel the turmoil in your soul. Ignatius and Irliet's echo. This is when she was looking at the rock but didn't tell us what was important about it. Listen closely. What is this, monkey? The voice of the incorporeal echo that has made your soul its home seems to sound only in your own head. Iliet's face tenses in surprise, her features becoming even sharper as she stares in confusion at the ghostly figures. She says nothing, stealing glances at you, then at the figures again, as if she is waiting for something. Why are you so surprised by these particular echoes of my world? We'll look closely at the ghostly figures. Why are you so surprised by these particular echoes of my world? Iliet averts her uncertain gaze. I did not think there would be a place for me inside a human soul, and the memory itself clean, not distorted. This is something I must reflect upon and ponder in solitude. When you strive to know someone, they inevitably become a part of you. Iliet gives you a strange look. Your words trouble me with their sincerity, Alantok. Your mind is much clearer and loftier than I imagined. To become a part of someone. For a second, Iliet lapses into thought. Let's look closely at the ghostly figures. A strange feeling envelops your body. You feel yourself becoming lighter than air, and inside your mind, your thoughts are racing at an incredible speed. You are not yet aware that you are looking through the eyes of your ghostly echo, and are observing from afar, all at the same time. The inner world changes under the force of your will, and you can now control your own echo. You can now do something that you would not dare to do in the real world. Make your echo touch Irliet's echo's hand. Make your echo kiss Irliet's echo. Make your echo embrace Irliet's echo, or resist the temptation. Huh. We're already in a romance, though I think that romance is ended. But maybe there's going to be future events based on it, hopefully. So I'm not going to... This looks like the path to trying to romance Irliet. And I don't think that's something I'm going to do at the moment. Certainly kissing is a romance thing. I suspect embrace is similar. Touching a hand isn't necessarily a romantic gesture. But I'm guessing in all of these cases it's the aim towards a romance. So I will resist the temptation. You and Irliet stand together in complete silence for a while, tense and awkward at first, then soft and enveloping. You feel Irliet's sigh ever so slightly, and you hear the sadness hidden in her voice, but she remains silent until the ghostly figures around you start to disappear. It is time to return, Alantok. Your soul is not yet strong enough to endure prolonged immersion. Take a deep breath and... You awaken from your meditation with a sense of vigor and unusual calm, as if you have just taken a shower under a freezing waterfall, or delivered a speech in front of thousands of subjects, and your heart swells from the crowd's adulation. Ignatius, you're awake. Iliet starts at her own words, realizing that this is the first time she has ever called you by your name. Your soul shines too radiantly for a human, despite all the litter that had accumulated in your soul. You can get rid of the litter, but the light, try to preserve it, Ignatius. It draws the eye like bright stars in the night sky. Of course, your world is not as beautiful and serene as mine, but I was glad to see it. Wow, I feel as if I've been reborn. It's not litter, it's my inner world. Will you help me with meditation again? Will I be able to see your world? Both good questions. Thank you for showing me this part of myself. Will I be able... Now, will you help me with meditation again? I do not know. Perhaps someday? She replies vaguely. Will I be able to see your world? Iliad shakes her head. I do not think so, Alantok. It is impossible to know everything in this world, no matter how much we would like to. And still, my heart sings, for I have helped you find peace, even if only for a short while. Until we meet again, Alantok, may the stars guide us along the safe roads. I guess while I'm here, let's take a bath. I think it gives me some sort of bonuses. Can't recall. Just having all these servants preparing, you know, snacks and a feast. It's crazy. You two get in here. I require the company and pleasant conversation. I wish to see someone from my retinue. Or just relax and close our eyes. Let's call for Cabela, I think. Could be fun. The soothing water caresses your senses and your grateful muscles welcome the chance to rest. A pleasant languor spreads through your body as you allow yourself a moment of quiet relaxation. Which one of them would you like me to summon, your lordship? Cabela, I wish to learn more of the tenets of the web. Yearly at the xenos will keep me entertained. Yeah, call for Cabela. At once. Cabela silently appears by your side. You asked to see me, noble Ignatius. Do you wish to learn more of the cult's rites? Very well. Since you are in the water, I can introduce you to the rare discipline of the blood-spun web known as the controlled self-drowning. Few receive this honor, with water being so precious on a ship. Still, it has opened my eyes to many truths. Controlled self-drowning. Sounds like it could be dangerous. Intriguing. Teach me. I do not think I want to try this particular discipline. It does sound like it could be dangerous. Every step we take is dangerous, yet still we choose to walk. If done correctly, the ritual is simple and will cause you little pain. Alright. Intriguing. Teach me this ritual of self-drowning. Close your eyes and trust me. Reject your fear, and remember, you have carried death within you since birth. This ritual is simply a meeting between you and your oldest friend. You close your eyes and hear a quiet splash. Cabela's entered the pool. She puts her hands around your neck and gently pushes you under the water. As your lungs start to burn, she pulls you back to the surface, allowing you to take a single breath of air before she begins to drown you again. This process repeats several times, and she holds you beneath the surface a little longer with each plunge. The fourth descent lasts an eternity, but her hands prevent you from resurfacing. Willpower test succeeded. Nice. As your empty lungs burn, you start to panic. You fight against your fear as the darkness swallows you, and soon it gives way to peace. As you listen to the soft whisper of the water around you, you realize that death is the end and the beginning. There are no worries here, and no mistakes. There's only you. You and the infinite nothing. Just as nothing is about to claim you, you are gently lifted from the emptiness of oblivion. Noble Ignatius, you have been touched by death. What was it like? Death, it is nothing, and yet it is everything. It was interesting, but I hope it does not happen again anytime soon. It was terrible. In the end, there was only oblivion. It all felt so inevitable. Death, it is nothing, and yet it is everything. Now you understand the tenets of the web more fully. I will leave you to reflect on this experience. Interesting. Let's finish our ablutions. You feel revitalized. This was truly an experience worthy of a rogue trader. Huh. And we gained well-deserved rest. Let's get back out of here if I can remember the way to here. There we go. Our study is just so large. Okay. Back to the map. Fun little side tangent, but we still are on our way to a specific goal. We are trying to get to here. A trickle of disturbing news came from the Navigator Sanctum over the last few days. Allegedly, there is a vast shadow following the voidship through the depths of the Sea of Souls. Mere hours before emerging in real space, the vessel shuddered. An unidentified leviathan had emerged from the roiling warp, wrapped its tentacles around the ship, and started squeezing, trying to crack the hull like an egg. Trust in the Navigator's talent, or pray for salvation from the warp trap. We are dogmatic, so I shall pray. I will also trust in the Navigator's talent, but we are going to specifically be praying for salvation from the warp trap. The voidship crew did everything they could to release the vessel from the nightmarish creature's grasp. The bulkheads groaned and snapped, entire chambers depressurized, and screams of people left alone with the warp spawn made Vox operators go mad as their hair turned gray. At last, the Navigator executed an emergency translation to real space, and only the opening of the escape portal made the unknown aggressors retreat. We took 51 damage. Well, let's quickly repair that in case something happens. There we go. We still have a good amount of scrap, which is nice. Let's move on to Lapidus Mortis. We'll make it an unsafe route. And travel. Okay, this is the one we've seen before about the insects and the larvae. Visit. Alright, we have enemies of humanity here. Don't know which kinds. And a random Hulk and 4 planets. I suppose let's check out the planets first. A shattered world with 8 plasteel. That is a significant amount and would be a good use for an extractium, except I already have 37 plasteel, so it just doesn't feel like there's much point. Plasteel is everywhere. Actually, let's be careful. We don't want to accidentally touch that. Another shattered world. This one has 2 adamantine. We have just 2. Adamantine is rare. Well, it looks like there are places we can find it in larger quantities. Like there's another shattered world we apparently are extracting 8 from. So I don't think I'm going to waste one of my extractiums to just pull 2. Even though we are low on it. Two more plasteel. Not that interesting. Moving on. What about you? Anything of note? We have an event and 3 xenotech. Charred ruins have been detected on the planet's surface. The architecture, building materials, layout, and passages betray their xenos origin. There are currently no signs of xeno activity on the planet, and the ruins seem to be abandoned. You can run a detailed scan, 100% chance to succeed, or send a recon team, also 100% chance to succeed. I think we will start with the detailed scan. The burnt husk of an Imperial shuttle has been found in the heart of the ruins. The pilot's remains are badly damaged. It would seem the shuttle smashed into the building at full speed, causing the fire that destroyed it. Sister Argenta believes the crew has found the remains of a martyr who sacrificed themselves to protect humanity from the xenos threat. She proposes to erect a monument and hold service in their honor. Jihadari is impressed by the dead pilot's bravery and believes that they would have been honored to have their equipment serve new generations in the fight against xenos and heretics. Of course she does. She just wants us to grab any fancy gear. Gabella claims the pilot's fierce and fearless spirit has not departed the remains to go to the Undying One. She proposes to honor the hero and decorate the bow of the flagship with their bones so that they may continue to fight the enemies of humanity in death. This one gives us Martyr's Temerity. After being rammed, the enemy void ship deals 10% less damage and has its hit chance reduced by 15%. Both effects last for 2 rounds. Ship's ramming prow is fitted with the indomitable fury of the bones of a martyr who fell upon a settlement of abominable xenos. So if we ram an enemy, they do less damage to us and are less accurate for 2 rounds. Cool. Lord Captain orders that the ruins and crash site are to be left alone. I mean, Cabela is usually able to sense things, so likely she's the most correct. They seem to just be guessing. But essentially, she's seeing that he was a hero. Argenta is calling him a martyr. I think they're the most correct. We could grab the equipment. I don't think I really care about it, probably. Part of me is actually thinking about proposing a monument to see what that gives us, because I'm not super sold on the Martyr's Temerity ability. So let's build a monument. Reputation with the Drusians, not bad. Hundreds of crew members disembark to honor the nameless hero, while many more remain on board to listen to the voxcast of the liturgy in the somber gloom of the decks. Even though the pilot's name is unknown, their sacrifice will be remembered in the heart of the Imperium's true children. Cool, and we don't need 3 xenotech. So that's all of the planets scanned. Did we do the Hulk first? Let's do the space battle. Check out our enemies of humanity. Ship? Got a little lost trying to figure out how to get over there.
I'll be your beacon in the darkness.
Eldari, not Drukari. So are these Assyrian Eldari? Oh, they have lots of ships. And all of their ships are launching torpedoes. Whoa, you are big. I mean, I guess it's a fleet of ships, not just a single ship. Or maybe it's a single ship with a cloaking around them that makes it look like they're multiple ships, so they're hard to target. Unsure. What's your deal? Hollow field. Yeah, so it's going to be... creates hollow projections that disrupt the targeting systems of enemy ships. Each attack made by an enemy has an equal chance of targeting either the real ship or one of its projections. Each time a projection is hit, the hollow field loses 1 charge. Alright, so yeah, it is essentially mirror image. So if and ideally I'd want to hit them with some of our side guns, which shoot multiple times. And then hopefully after that I would be able to use some of my bigger guns that just to hit once. So if we strafe, that might get us within range to shoot with our side guns. Perfect.
Macro cannon, volley!
Okay, we took out some of their weapons. If I go here, I can shoot with both of them.
This one's going down.
Got a hit in. Let's move forward to here. That'll allow us to hit you with this side gun. Apparently not.
Fire the large battery.
There we go. Lastly, let's send out
Torpedoes locked.
our own fighter
Onward.
and move forward so that they're no longer facing us. And I suppose we could warp wave, just to do some extra damage to them. There we go. Even harder for them to be able to face us. To attack head on. Fantastic. I'm not sure where all the rest of their ships are and how much of a problem that's going to cause for us. Kind of wish there was a way we could zoom out to see more of the battlefield. But it's fine. Let's put you directly in front because that's always funny. And then have you shoot the main ship or take out their torpedoes? Oh, you're not directly in front. That's directly in front. I am inclined to have you take out the torpedoes, because I think those are going to be a bigger problem. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Oh, you did get close enough. Hopefully those can't get close enough this turn. Looks good. I do like the visual effect of that cloaking field. It's a cool look. Yep, and they weren't able to move. Perfect. If we do the new heading, that'll allow us to turn better to aim at them. So let's do that. Now, even still, we can't really get a good aim onto them. I could instead focus on you. Say that. Is there any point in that movement that I would be able to use these guns? Probably not. Alright, yeah. Just move there. Take our shot onto you.
Fire right now!
Still not quite dead.
Bleed them!
Good hit.
Fire the large batteries.
And we will send out another interceptor.
Annihilate them!
No, I don't think we need Imperium Storm for this fight. Let's have you finish off. Oh, I don't think you're going to finish them off. Unfortunately.
No
Never mind.
mercy for the enemies of humanity.
We've got to end in this outer ring. I guess start heading up towards them is a reasonable choice. Let's send you over to here to take on them. Problem solved. Then those torpedoes are facing this way, so you can get in front. Hopefully to prevent them from moving forward. Worst case, they kill the interceptors, which is fine. Perfect. Alright, they're doing some pretty good hits, particularly with their torpedoes. Their torpedoes have longer range than I would expect. Did that not actually hurt my interceptors? Okay. I'm not going to complain. Alright, what can I do to get myself better aimed to attack you guys? I could do swing run, but that would have me placed way back here, but facing the right direction. If I was here, got a shot on you and any of them with that, and I can still shoot with that. Alright, that's not bad. I think we'll go for it. Oh, I might have been able to use my other gun while I was back there. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Another salvo!
Let's hope we can kill here. But if we... Nope, we hit the fake ships.
Fire the launch batteries!
There you go. Nothing to do there. I can't launch more wings. Well, that's a shame. Let's do a warp wave on you then. Try and get some damage in. Didn't seem to work. But at least they're facing the wrong way. Let's... have you start moving over to here. Is that going to be close enough? No. We do need you here. Take out the torpedoes. Then move here. Good stuff. There we go. Now we're getting more lined up where we need to be. I was, say, here, I can shoot you, and then probably still turn to get you within gun sight. Yeah. So we'll start out with this weapon.
This one's going down.
Perfect.
Fire the last battery.
Do I want to shoot with the right or the left? Probably the right. Because then they're all pointing away from me, which is ideal. There we go. And I don't think strafe is going to help me at all here.
The time has come.
Let's just move forward. I could shallow jump to be farther out of their attack range, which I think I shall. And the interceptor has to return. Okay. But didn't make it? Oh, did make it. Perfect. Yeah. Focus on attacking him because that doesn't hurt me at all. They're always just fully fixed up by the next fight. All right. Let's do new heading. Take our shot there. Nice. Barely outside of range. Well, that is disappointing. Let's use Arc Augury. Now you are inside of range. Obviously can't do anything with the sides. Let's do a warp wave just to get some more damage, hopefully. Perfect.
Torpedoes locked.
And we'll call that good. See if you can take on their ship. Perfect. Just the 2 torpedoes left, I think. And they might both be self-destructing this turn. Nice.
Another victory for the Von Valancius dynasty.
Wraithbone fragments, intact solar sails, some scrap. And a level up, I think. Maybe? I didn't actually pay attention. It is. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, so we could send out another torpedo. Maximum overdrive increases our speed by 2 and its maneuverability increases by 1. Bonus dealt by the ram. It's based on distance traveled. Could be good. Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during the acceleration phase. Could be really good. Well, no, this is our ultimates. These are normal abilities. I don't want to waste my ultimate ability gain on some of these basic ones. So we'll go maximum overdrive and all hands on deck to get the last of those. We can't grab this one because we haven't upgraded our shields at all. We don't have either of these. That's fine. Cool, let's repair. Always great. Might as well upgrade our RAM a bit more in case I ever choose to use it. Yeah, guess that's that. Let's check out the Hulk now. A vigilant member of the Augur crew has detected a... What is going on here? Has detected a small xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no sign of being crewed. Open fire on the inhuman scum or send out a boarding shuttle. Thinks we've already done this event, since we already have send out a boarding shuttle. I think we'll send out a boarding shuttle anyway. Squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of Eldari corpses. No weapons were found on board, and the dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of the now defunct ship. The Xenos Iliac claims to have recognized symbols of the dead, Eldari clothes. They were civilian refugees from Craftworld Cruderek. So we found another set of her people that didn't make it. Okay. That is this whole area resolved. So now we are going to head back towards Footfall so we can have our party with Jai. Bunch of relatively safe trips. That's unusual. Alright, to get down to Footfall, I guess here. A scheduled service in the ship's chapel was interrupted in the most profane manner. The images of saints and martyrs depicted on the altarpiece started to move and step down from the canvas. The congregation was filled with terror, and dozens perished in the stampede. The illusions disappeared on its own, but it claimed several priests and altar attendants. It is said their frenzied shrieks can still be heard echoing under the vaults of the chapel during prayer. Then down to Furibundus. Enemies of humanity have been spotted aboard ship. Warp beasts have enthralled the crew in charge of one of the macro cannons and massacred those who resist the heresy. Lord Captain is their only hope. We can send armor, weapons, so the people can take him out, or we take care of it on our own. Alright, we'll go take care of it. Sure. We've done this sort of thing before, but it's been a while. What kind of heresy do we have here? Oh, okay. Bloodletters. We have cultists of Khorne. I don't think we've dealt with Khorne yet. A lot of Nurgle, a lot of Slaanesh, some Tzeentch. Not a lot of Slaanesh, some Slaanesh.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Alright. Let's... Well, that's a really defended spot. Can't see anything from it, but... Yeah. Cassia, you can go into full cover there. We'll put ourselves into... I don't know. Cassia move farther? She can. Maybe we'll put her in full cover here then. Put ourselves into full cover there. Iliet. I like the full cover, but she wouldn't be able to sidestep over to actually get vision. Technically, that has full cover from something unknown there. Maybe I just put her here. It's not amazing cover, but it's cover from some of the group. As for our melee people, I'm thinking Cassia is just going to blast this group with her third eye, so I don't want to put anyone at risk over there. So Abelard, let's get you ready to charge. Heinrichs, we'll get you ready to charge. Over here. Oh, I did not realize that is explosive. That's awkward. It's not good cover. Pascal, you can be sort of in the middle. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, so Cassia. Let's set up our front line here. And our back line.
Isn't this
With
a job
Iliad.
for serfs?
And for our dodge bonuses, oh, I guess I've been mixing up the names. Rear is the crit chance, backline is the dodge. Sure. We'll give the dodge bonuses to, I think, Ignatius, because he's probably going to get a giant explosion near him, and it'll be good if he is better at able to dodge it.
If I may.
Now, let's give Ignatius
If you
that
insist,
bonus.
Lord Captain. I'm
Then
not
light himself on fire.
ordered around.
Nothing I can't do.
I like the weird echoey voice effect. It's nice. That is the end of your free turn. Now, your third eye. Yeah, you can hit all of them. Perfect.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Hopefully that'll stun basically all of them. It is Ignatius's turn already. Fantastic. Let's light the bloodletters on fire.
Not a problem for me.
That is not doing the kind of damage I was hoping for. I noticed it wasn't doing much damage, but I was hoping the ongoing fire would still be high, but it is not.
All too easy.
Run and gun. I could firestorm on you. It will hit Pascal, which isn't ideal, and Heinrichs. That will do crazy damage to Heinrichs, but it'll kill all of them. Well, it might kill all of them. I think I'm gonna have to sacrifice Heinrichs here, because that is just too good of a hit to avoid.
Already done.
Yeah, it's a big hit on Heinrichs, not the end of the world. Let's do Orchestrate Flames to keep you on fire. I can do Revel and Slaughter for whatever reason. And let's do Inflame, which unfortunately is going to hit Heinrichs again. Oh, 0 damage. Fantastic. And we'll do Steady Superiority. Give us an extra attack. Do we use it to light you on fire? Or do I Melta you? I think we Melta you. That's doing significantly more damage. Like a lot.
Nothing I can't do.
Rather than wasting our time trying to light you on fire and drop you that way. Melta is clearly the way to go.
Suits my purposes.
Already back to high momentum. Fantastic. Alright, Irliet. We're basically done with this fight. If you could mark him as prey,
If I must.
just for those bonuses.
This
And that.
is beneath me. I understand
Precise
your
attack.
intent. I am
Piercing
not your
shot.
xenos pet monkey.
And then take a good shot on him.
If it serves your cause. Ancestors guide.
Nice. Okay. Good dodge. Abelard, please charge the demon for me.
One fewer turret.
You don't frighten me.
Okay. No problem. Easily took out all the cultists and the 2 giant demons. Cassie, are you standing in fire? Can you not?
Flashes choking me.
None shall stand in my way.
Let's make sure there's nothing else in here that we need to look into. Oh yeah, this is the event where we dealt with Adira, or the location where we dealt with Adira and the demon version of Theodora. Right up here. I recognized this spot. Anything further up this way? Nope. Alright. We are good to just head back out. Couple of demons, no big problem.
Tolerate weakness.
Let's head into Footfall. And we'll need to bring Jai with us, which means I should probably level her up. Yikes. Shireen, if you find a spare minute on Footfall when you are not deciding our lackluster fates, I would be delighted to see you at my Amarikar in the Amsekas. I'll tell Okti to set aside some decent wine in case you decide to grace our humble party with your luminous presence. Amarikar, is that a kind of celebration? What kind of people will be at this party? Smugglers and thieves? It'd be my pleasure to attend your party. It is beneath me to attend such gathering. Yeah, is that some kind of celebration? It is an occasion celebrated on my world, Ifrit. It is the day when a person shows by their actions that they have reached maturity, that their spirit is ennobled. Among the Ifritian nobility, this day is considered more important than our symbolic events, such as the first cry or the day of repose. And by a wonderful coincidence, my Amarikar happens to fall on the day when I would also wish to celebrate my acquisition of the Mercatum Tabulae Officiale. What kind of people will be at this party? Smugglers and thieves? Only my nearest and dearest are invited. People whose visage makes my heart sing, my eyes glisten, and my lips bloom with praise for the Exalted One. That's not to say that you won't encounter thieves or smugglers among them. They make up the majority, in fact. It would be my pleasure to attend your party. The lowly regulars of the Amsekas will be telling their great-grandchildren about the time they had the honor of witnessing your dazzling visit to that unworthy dive, Shireen. That is, of course, if they live long enough to see their great-grandchildren. Oh. Jai is not part of our party for this. She's just going to show up there. Okay. Well, we'll keep using the usual team, I suppose. So our goal is to get to the Amsekas.
Follow my lead.
Oh, We are already at the Amsecus. Okay. No problem then. Anyone of interest as we wander? Alright, so that's the party. Before Rogue Trader von Valencius, Guardian of Order, Ruler of Great and Lesser Worlds. Yeah. Let's check out everywhere else first to see if there's anything of interest. Decanter used to contain cheap amsec, which, for the sake of attractiveness, has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent. A suspicious person, or suspicious prowler. Hello. What? Why don't you clear off?
Victory awaits.
Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plates. Gordy, how are you doing these days? Glad to see you again. I found the final cache in the chain. It had a message from Parsimus Duane. It was the creator of Footfall himself who devised this series of riddles. A message from Duane himself. His eyes light up. The great dreamer and visionary. I should have guessed. Duane was passionate about his designs. It's no wonder he personally oversaw the creation of the booklet that described it, and even included a puzzle for the keen-minded. It's as if he spoke to me through the ages back then, just to lead me here. I feel I've been granted an honor. He takes a deep breath. I'm sorry, I should be thanking you first and foremost for listening to me and then solving the puzzles and then finding the time to tell me. Now I finally feel like it hasn't all been for nothing. I have an offer for you. Now that the puzzle from the booklet has been solved, how would you like to become my resident expert on all matters architectural? You could see dozens of worlds traveling aboard my ship. It's a fun idea. At least listening to your blathering hasn't been a waste of time. Farewell, old man. Yeah, how would you like to be my resident expert on architectural matters? Such good fortune is beyond even my wildest dreams, exclaims Gordy, practically bouncing in his seat. I'd be delighted to serve you and the interests of your dynasty. I believe I could offer you sound advice if you decided to build a cathedral or something, even more impressive, and I'll see to it that the Imperium architecture of the Koronus Expanse that I'll be fortunate enough to witness is all well documented. I'll add to your ship at once, thank you. Cool. Seems no one else of note here. Yeah, let's go to Jai's party, where we have Tora, Kor, Jai, and Octaviana, who I think was the barkeep.
It's about time.
Hello, Jai. You easily spot Jai in the group crowded around the table. The extravagant luxury of her attire and her gleaming augment set her apart from the rest. Seeing you, she exclaims, "May the gravitational wells of your worlds never lack for grip, just as my heart never lacks for joy at the sight of the rogue trader von Valencius." With an approving chuckle, Octaviana mutters, "I can't believe you actually roped the rogue trader into coming to your party. If the rogue trader raised a toast to your health, I'll start to believe you really are a princess and not just a smuggler with the gift of the gab. Please take a seat, your lordship." Observe the assembled group. How is your party going? Join the group. I'll gladly accept your offer or duty calls. Let's observe them first. Jai's friends look exactly like you would expect, like hardened operators of the cold trade, arrayed in the forbidding but glitzy style common to those who like to skirt the limits of the law. One pair in particular catches your eye. A young man and a woman, twins it seems, identical yet distinct from each other. The man has a lively face and a crazed look in his eye, while the woman is cold and calm and seems slightly drowsy. Octaviana readily tops up the glasses on the table, playing the role of consummate host, but you notice that her and Jai's chairs are drawn slightly closer together than usual for a pair who seem connected only by superficial acquaintance. How is your party going? We have been laughing and celebrating life, Shireen, as true friends do, but until your arrival, we were but stars in a moonless sky, merely heralding your coming. Now we are happy. Alright, I'll gladly accept your offer. Join the group. Octaviana draws out a bottle from under the table. The glass is as thick as your finger, and it's covered in wax seals. With no exaggeration, this is the finest amsec that has ever graced this bar. Jai personally acquired it, as she says, for a special occasion. It seems that you are the special occasion, your lordship. The crowd around the table falls silent, exchanging awkward looks. It would appear they are unaccustomed to drinking in the presence of lofty individuals such as you. Let us drink to the lady of the hour, Jai Hidari. Octaviana, are you and Jai friends? I mean, obviously. We knew that from our initial meeting of Jai when she was talking to Octaviana at the bar. Look at the other people around the table, so these are your associates. What were you talking about before I arrived, or I should take my leave? Why not give a toast to Jai Hidari? Let's drink to the lady of the hour, Jai Hidari. The assembled group burst into approving cheers, and the bar fills with the sound of clinking glasses. The amsec tastes exorbitantly expensive, sweeping you into a kaleidoscope of flavors. Tart floral bitterness, honeyed sweetness, and then other far more refined sensations that are nameless, owing to the small number who can afford to experience them. Bravo, Octi. This amsec will do me very well indeed. Jai's self-satisfied reply elicits general laughter, and the tension of the table seems to loosen slightly. Octaviana, are you and Jai friends? Octaviana offers you an arch smile. Friends, she is my worst enemy, the vengeful spirit of retribution sent to punish me for my youthful transgressions. Mistress Hidari has a special gift for knocking me off balance and dragging me into difficulty. I would have barred her from the Amsecus long ago if it weren't for her habit of tossing money around like confetti, and of paying triple for anything she breaks. Do you see, Shireen? Do you see the petty, miserly, callous, unforgiving friends the Exalted One has sent me? Look around at the other people at the table, so these are your associates. The precious roses in the garden of my soul, and the golden little bees that bring honeyed riches to my treasure house. Yes, this is my crew of the cold traders. The two identical ones are the trickster twins, my closest associates, Kor, our resident hothead, and his much wiser sister, Tora. Don't let her fool you, your lordship. She's only calling me a precious rose because you're here. When it's just us, I'm lucky if I get that arsehole with the gun. Kor chuckles good-naturedly. And because you are the arsehole with the gun, if I dragged you out of as many scrapes as Jai has, that's not the name I'd be using for you, I can tell you that much. Kor's sister rolls her eyes. Pay no attention to him, your lordship. Kor has nobody to blame but himself for that nickname. Oh, hello. Are you going to start a fight while I'm here? The man who has just approached the table is hideous by anyone's standards. A repulsive face, greasy hair, and bulging veins at his temples. His attempt at an amiable smile is so transparently false and off-putting that your fingers itch to reach for your weapon. With a surprised look askance at you, he says, Mistress Hidari, allow me to wish you a happy Amicar. Master Mercy could not let such an occasion go unmarked. He sends his warm wishes and a gift. Mercy's gift. While in combat, the wearer of this cloak gains a plus 15 bonus to fellowship whenever there are no enemies in a 4-cell radius. Interesting. I still don't really know how fellowship helps us in combat. Besides specific class features, I suppose, depending on your archetype. Oh, Falco, I am much obliged and touched by your presence. May the fire in your hearth burn forever bright and hot like the stars of the Gremnor system. Tell Mercy that this show of his precious attention toward my humble self brought dew to my eyes and a song to my heart. Whispered to Octaviana, isn't Falco the one who stole Jai's cargo? The very same. The greasy piece of grok shit, Octaviana says, wearing the sweetest, most amiable smile one could imagine. But the stars of the Gremnor system all died around 100,000 years ago, and the systems around them are a true breeding ground of death. Is it customary in the Casablanca to attend the parties of people you have tried to ruin? Who is Mercy? Where's your present for Jai, Falco? Ha! Yeah, is it customary for people in the Casablanca to attend parties of people you've tried to ruin? After you got involved in their turf war, they all decided that a peaceful resolution would be for the best. This here is a symbolic confirmation of the ceasefire. Who is this Mercy? Some big mysterious figure in the mission. The Casablanca put him here to keep a handle on things and to make sure the interests of the senior partners aren't forgotten. If anyone does become a bit forgetful, Mercy comes along, somebody dies, and everyone else panics and empties their pockets. Falco and Mercy aren't officially connected. Falco's just another prosperous mission agent, like Jai and other people. But Falco's happy to do Mercy's dirty work for him, and that's why he gets preferential treatment. Where is your present for Jai, Falco? The smuggler stares at you unblinking, with his pale eyes, saying nothing. Then he rearranges his mouth into a smile, remarkable in its hideousness. Of course, your lordship. And this gift is from me personally, Mistress Adari. Exotic venom blade. It's a Drukhari weapon. I think we've seen a lot of those. But sure. I was expecting him to, like, stab it into her or something. As Falco turns away from the table, you see a snarl of feral hatred twist his already repulsive features. Yeah. Perhaps, knowing that he didn't like her, we probably shouldn't have antagonized him, but it is funny. Xenos to the party? Yes, that's true. We did bring Irliet to the party. But I'm sure they don't mind. So what were you talking about before I arrived? Business, my dear. Tora, whose mind never strays from the chilly peaks of the mountains of money she's made, was telling me the latest cold trade news. Exciting times are upon us. We're not the only ones being tested for weak spots. Vladim's set on putting the ultra-requisitors out of business, and it looks like he's got Mercy's blessing to do it. The big beasts are picking off the small ones. I think things are only going to get more interesting from here on out. That means it's time for us to step up and become major players, eh? Kor winks at Jai. I know a couple of Chegnars from the Ultraquisitors. They're dry as you like. We could tell them to cool their heels with us, and there will be more willing at the other altars. We could all take on Falco and even blow Vladim out of the airlock too. I don't know about taking on Vladim. He is the leader of Footfall. Kor, my sweet, before you go chewing Pyceline with Chegnars, you need to clear the altar and hide the pulses. If Vladim's playing all the lines, he won't touch me, but I don't want to shift the risk onto you. There's chatter about the commission. The conversation quickly turns into an impenetrable mishmash of terms from the secret argot of cold traders. Even foes are bowing down before Jay Hardari. That is something worth celebrating. And what better way to celebrate than with a game? With stakes, naturally. Today is my Amakar, and that's what I want. Jai draws a stack of carved plasteel tiles from her pocket. They're decorated with symbols and fine maglines. Holding the tiles in one hand and raising her glass with another, Jai asks, "What do you think, Shireen? Does the rogue trader have anything he's willing to wager?" Lore Imperium test succeeded. You recognize the tiles in Jai's hands. It is a set for Tantolo, a game popular among gamblers. Each player is dealt several tiles, which can be arranged into a pattern of a specific value by carefully matching up the maglines. Whoever has the highest value wins. Woodsmen love playing Tantalo, which is usually won by luck or skill. So clearly I do understand a bit about the game, but I can still say I don't know the rules. Raise your goblet and salute, I shall play, or just take my leave. I don't know the rules. It's easy. Every player is dealt a few tiles. The tiles are connected by maglines, and there are lots of possible combinations. You arrange the tiles in a design that has a particular value, and whoever has the highest value wins. Talking a mile a minute about the rules and the tile combinations, Jai deftly shuffles the stack of tiles. Alright, raise our goblet and salute, I shall play. Watch out for his lordship, lads. He was awful quick to agree just now. I have a sneaking suspicion about how the rogue trader acquired all his countless riches. But I'll warn you now, playing for money is considered wrong on Ifrit, because gaming is tempting fate, so instead, we're going to play for wishes. A pile of tiles is placed in front of you and the other players. Logic 45, look at our hand. We've got a 77% chance to succeed at this. And we did. You've been dealt a poor hand. You cannot make a high value arrangement from the tiles. Well, darn. Glancing at her tiles and grinning, Jai declares resolutely, I'm going to show my hand. The Exalted One loves me today. And if one doesn't show one's hand, what then? I'm going to show my hand as well, or drop your tiles on the table, no luck. What if one doesn't show their hand? Then you have a chance to bow out of the game without losing, but you can only do that before someone announces they're going to show their hand. But she's already announced that she's going to show her hand. She did it immediately, which means we can't bow out now? Since we know that we have a terrible hand, I don't think there's much point in continuing to play. So let's drop our tiles on the table. No luck. Chuckling, Jai tosses her tiles onto the table. Her hand is significantly better than yours, or anyone else's. And she was also the one shuffling. I suspect cheating, or some amount of arranging the tiles. And for my wish, I want everyone to drink to my good fortune. It has already granted me a gift fit for a queen. I'm talking about you, Shireen. May fortune continue to smile upon me. Everyone at the table eagerly raises their glasses. You join in before you are even aware you've done so. A new stack of tiles is already waiting for you on the table. You realize that moments have skipped past without your knowing. It seems the AMSEC is somewhat stronger than you thought. Well, that's probably a problem if we're getting unusually drunk. Look at our new hand with penalties, apparently, because we only have a 52% on this one. But we did succeed. Now, this one is definitely a good hand. One of the best you can get. When you look up, you see that everyone else apart from Jai has already tossed their tiles on the table in disappointment. It's just us two left, Shireen. I'm going to show my hand. Lay out your tiles. Read them and weep. Show hand. Throw tiles on the table. I have nothing. Yeah, lay your tiles. Read them and weep. You set your hand, and the sight of your hand sets everyone at the table into a flurry of excitement, but then the chatter turns into a roar of triumph. Jai's hand is the most valuable in the game. Of course it is. Of course it is. I win again. What should I wish for? A wish of you, Shireen. Riches, obviously. Request a kiss when the opportunity presents itself. Given your profession, I would extract a promise of my assistance should you ever find yourself in trouble in the future. You should not get carried away. Some wishes are so difficult to fulfill that it's simpler to dispose of the asker. Ha! Just threaten her like, if you ask for something too big, I'll just kill you. I think for you, extracting a promise of assistance in the future makes the most sense. So this would be the way, presumably, to go to her romance. You promised to save me. What an exciting adventure that could turn out to be. It's almost worth getting into trouble for. I accept your stake. Tiles are dispersed around the table, forming piles in front of each player. You suddenly feel your body grow heavy. The treacherous AMSEC is slowly robbing you of your clarity of thought and dexterity. Jai, you wouldn't be cheating by any chance. Suddenly we have a major bonus to our logic. 87%. I'm going to ask. She won't admit to it, even if I ask, but... How could you even suggest such a thing, Shireen? Has Jai Hidari really fallen so low that someone would think of me capable of deceit? Jai brings a hand to her chest in a tragic gesture to the approving guffaw of her associates. Alright, let's look at our tiles. Your hand is not especially good or bad. It's the kind of hand played only by someone desperate who has nothing left to bet. Before anyone says that they're showing their hand, I'm announcing a condition. Seeing as it's my Amicar today, the only stake I'll play for is a dance. Try to cheat. We have a very good chance because we have high agility. I'm not opposed to a dance. Let's try to cheat. You reach for your goblet and accidentally catch a spare tile with your elbow, sweeping it into your free hand. Now you have an excellent set of tiles, but you would swear that Jai saw the little move. She saw it and said nothing. I mean, the fact we have one extra tile could be telling. I'll play. Glancing at your hand, Jai discards her own tiles face down. Mine are worse. Looks like you've won, Shireen. I'll be delighted to grant you a wish. The light plays on Jai's dark skin and glints off the silver augmetic on her throat. Moving with the grace of a sand snake, she holds your gaze and smiles mischievously. Her dark curls fall across her face, and you see the saucy glint in her eyes through her alluring curtain of hair. This dance is called the Dance of the Captive Ravanian Girl. When the governor of Afrit, Selmkan the Bright, crushed the Ravanian rebellion, the daughter of the rebel leader was brought to him, the beautiful Nayana. She danced for him, telling him of the struggle of her proud people, and then snatched a weapon from a guard's hands and aimed it at Selimkan. These names. But the spark of love that had kindled between them that day stopped the Faisaline from igniting in the cartridge, and both Nyana and Selimkan lived through that day, and then many more days, which they spent together. Alright. Well, that is enough betting for me. My luck is very fickle today. Unlike Amsec, you can always trust Amsec. It always lies. Smiling sweetly, Jai presses your goblet into your hand. Her skin seems to glow from within, and the sparks of laughter in her eyes dance like flames. By the throne, you're so beautiful, Jai. To Amsec's deceit. Alright, it is definitely time I left this party. I mean, I don't want to leave early, but we are clearly getting very drunk. To Amsec's deceit. May the deceived not live to regret it. Fog swaddles your mind in appealing ideas of other ways you could amuse yourself at this party. Surrendering to the maelstrom of chaotic thoughts, you let the all-pervading merriment determine your fate. Suddenly we're on the bridge. Oh, okay. So much for our romance with Cabela. Thoughts tumble violently inside your head, periodically ricocheting off the inside of your skull, and trigger bursts of piercing pain. Your tongue feels desiccated and shriveled in your mouth, and it scrapes painfully against your teeth. Light is the enemy. Self-awareness returns unbidden, bringing with it an inexplicable sense of awkwardness. Your beleaguered body violently protests against the very idea of getting out of your soft bed. You hear a soft sigh beside you. Looking over, you see the dark hair fanned out across your pillow. Jai, who is coiled up next to you, fast asleep, is fully dressed, just as you are, or perhaps she's not asleep at all. Shireen, you certainly know how to have a good time. How did the night end? Try and remember the end of the party. How did you end up in my chambers? You and I, we did not fall into bed together just to sleep, did we? We need to make ourselves presentable. The fact we're fully clothed says we probably didn't go too far, but I guess I don't know. Let's try and remember the end of the party. Our carouse is apparently plenty good enough. Well, I guess the plus 60 to the bonus is good enough. How did the party end? You struggle to piece together your fragmented memories of last night's carousing. For some reason, you can clearly recall the ingratiating looks of the wardens as they tried to persuade you to stop, the cries of the beggars to whom you gave an obscene amount of alms, and the stamping of the servitor that you rode around the station to Jai's unconcealed glee. Oh dear. Giving alms to the poor is fine. Ignoring the wardens when they tried to get me to stop drinking, probably less fine. Riding around on a stampeding servitor, probably not good. How did the night end? I don't remember all of it, I think. We shot at some people, over the heads. Someone didn't offer us the required amount of respect. Then you said that flying a shuttle was easy, and that you would bet your warrant that you could get us to the ship. We also stripped a man and burnt his clothes because the sight of them offended the Exalted One. I can still smell the singed fibers now. How did you end up in my chambers? I helped you get back to your quarters, and then I couldn't find the door to get out again, and you graciously gave up. 35% of your bed for me. Yes, I think that's the number our haggling ended on. I'm looking at how she's splayed out on the bed, and I don't think that's 35%. Like, she's horizontal on the bed. You and I, we did not fall into bed together just to sleep, did we? Lapsing into quiet laughter, Jai replies gently, No, Shireen, your conduct was entirely becoming of a rogue trader. Well, we need to make ourselves presentable. I'm sorry to say you're right, Shireen. No matter how soft the bed or how pleasant the company, there is a line we must not cross, and I am perilously close to doing exactly that by getting a couple of bottles of delicious medicine for our aching heads. Alright. So that was a bit excessive of a party, but it is what it is. Let's go down to the main deck of the ship and talk to Jai, see if she has anything further to say after that event. She's back here? Yes. Hello.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen. Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence? Or do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale?
Jai's smile shines brighter than any star you've seen. Get off my ship. No, I'll see you later.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Jai laughs and bids you farewell with a wink. Okay. So nothing further from Jai at this moment. I assume that's everything about that. So now we just need to get ourselves to Kiava Gamma and deal with all of these quests. What's going to be the fastest way? I guess we're probably not going to go straight to Kiava Gamma. I'm going to go down here and hope that that has a connection to get to these, so that we'll have explored everything by the time we finally get to Kiava Gamma. Basically, I want to do everything I can before I progress the main quest on. But at the moment, let's warp travel up to here. Fire broke out on one of the decks during the warp voyage. The raging disaster consumed the entire chamber, destroying precious cargo and damaging the interior plating. No guilty parties were found. When clearing the rubble, a few people claimed the soot on the plasteel beams formed lines in a cryptic alien language not known to humans. The delirious workers were executed and their bodies disposed of in the proper manner. In the middle of a warp jump, our sensors detected a void ship, similar to ours in size, but of greater tonnage. An unidentified vessel did not respond to our hails and kept its course, approaching us at high speed. We've got this one twice already, and we will again try to dodge out of the way. And succeeded. The unplanned maneuver was completed without any casualties or damage. The unidentified vessel, or perhaps it was a warp mirage, passed us by and made no attempts to follow us. Chief Mutant Hunter, who's responsible for eliminating heresy. Yeah, we've seen this one as well. Then up to here. Down here. Clan servicing the cooling systems have reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabins and quarters are coming to life. The voidsmen say that they see strange writhing things lurking in nooks and crannies at the edge of their vision. They look away, the things spread over the room, gnawing on everything in their path and attacking the weak and infirm. Strange creatures cannot be caught. It is almost as if they sense they are being watched and sink into the many cracks between the machines and bulkheads. Yeah, we destroyed them last time with prayer, and I think that still is fitting for what I prefer. Though we have better chances using fire. But yeah, we will banish them with faith and prayer. The Ecclesiarchy mission on board the void ship held sermons in every corner of the haunted chamber. The many-voiced chants and holy rituals manifested their power, and the demons skulking in the cracks vanished without a trace. The crew was cheered, and they praised the God Emperor for his protection. Let's see. Let's head here. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitators stopped obeying the tech priest, and for a few precious moments, the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old rumors about the cursed ship. Let's let's visit this uncharted system. Looks like all we have is 3 planets. Promethium, we don't particularly need. This looks like a hive world. Sentinel's Pride. Or, yeah, Santiel's Pride? Go away, you. Santiel's Pride. This is a populated world. Let's explore this hive city. The Santiel's Pride hives are oozing noxious haze veined with sulfurous streaks. The promethium fumes from the gigantic distilling cauldrons located beyond the temperature shields. Vast endless deadlands littered with spots of promethium stations and refineries separate the colossi of rockcrete and adamantine with its crown of gargantuan spires. The heat of this system's star has turned this world into a boiling but lucrative gland within the body of House Corda's protectorate. It's hard to tell what's more impressive, the grotesque grandeur of this place or its extreme toxicity. That's it. Okay. We just get a view of how Corda runs their hive worlds. Oh, we have something at one of our worlds. We'll check that out in a moment. We could mine for 2 adamantine, but I'm not going to bother. What do we have going on at Dargonus? Lord Captain's presence will be required for rich spoils. We can plan to go back to that later. Janus has finished whatever they were working on. And we can't start up any new projects. In Vivos? Cannot start any new projects. Hopefully, charting new routes will give us a path over to these 2. Because we've explored everywhere else and none of them pointed here. It does not. Interesting. So these are just cut off. I can force a path, and I think I will. But it's very interesting to me that there isn't a dedicated path already. Let's do so. Let's create a path. Costs 3 of our points, and then it will cost another 2 points to make it safer. Travel to the Emperor's Palm. During the period designated as the night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awake reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. Sister Argenta, one of the Lord Captain's personal retinue, was found in her cabin, pale, crying, and caught up in a waking dream. She didn't seem to notice anyone around her. Instead, she clutched a fragment of a burnt aquila in her hand and kept calling for her mother. It took an hour to bring her around. Okay, there is more to do in this system. And we are essentially at the end of my stream. So I think I'm going to pause here. Next time we will actually go in and finish investigating this system. I assume that that will chart new routes here. I guess we can check that now. No harm. Yeah, so we do have a route here. So, yeah, next time we will check out this system, then check this system, and then finally go to Kiava Gamma and see what all is going on there. But I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.